and welcome to Shadows of Arbor, Episode 8. We descend back into the world of Arbor. Music, if you please. You know, some podcasts, they have a guy just doing the music. I'd really like a guy just to do the music. Not one of you guys. Somebody else.
It's a little dog makes it in the corner. Yeah, a dog's body. It makes him sit in the corner. He does the music for you. He does the lights. He controls the lights.
That'd be nice. Anyways, I don't have the funds or the time.
Yeah,
or actually,
can we get a grand piano in here and have someone?
there is a D&D group that does that. Has grand pianos, guitars, like the whole 9 yards, and they just play music live when they're doing things.
I mean, I know a lot of musicians who are very reasonably priced. I mean, it wouldn't be an every week thing, but for a special treat.
Yeah, for a special treat, maybe.
If I won the lottery, I would deck out a place with a full
just for orchestras.
An orchestra pit.
I wouldn't necessarily have an orchestra pit, but I'd like to have the option.
Oh, fair.
But also, yeah, I'd have all the lights controlled and everything
Cool.
from a little keypad that you can go do and the music and everything. So full surround sound, mics for everyone.
Right. Pines, guys, we are back in the world of Arbor, where things are far more grim and dark and sadly realistic. In last time's session, you completed the Amber Lion, retrieved it, returned it to Alice Cooper and her brother, in quotes, who subsequently smashed it as a result of your conversations, specifically chosen words that moved the brother to act in a way that was protective of his sister, acting in the most purest sense of the Amber Lion's intent. And with that, you were given a significant boon in terms of money, and then allowed to go upon your merry way with the promise for future work to come down the pipe in a later date. Perhaps just leave it off for now.
Yeah.
I think it's just not happening tonight. It's okay.
I pressed the wrong button at some point and now it's just stuck. Even after unplugging and plugging it back in again.
Yeah, it's okay. It's probably loose somewhere, or there's water somewhere there shouldn't be. It's all right. Don't worry about it. So we look at the four of you as you leave the library, and the month is yours, gentlemen. Who wants to go first? Who wants to do what? Where do you want to go? And
Do you want us to recap first? With
you may do so. You may read the recap newsletter.
I quite like, just because I like the karma bit.
Oh, I see.
There's very rarely a chance for good karma after our actions.
I can read the first one. Steam Pants walking as a chumps game.
Now we've got the important one out.
Yes.
Does anyone have any bids on the periphery?
So, laudanum the cure-all. No, I mean,
Steam Pants. It's no magic cheese.
tragedy strikes Arbor. Prominent lawyer found deceased in his chambers. An unfortunate end to a life of diligence and toil. In the waning hours of yesterday afternoon, as the industrious citizens of Arbor made their weary way home from their daily labours, a most grievous discovery was made when the offices of Mr. Ripple Finch, a respected solicitor of our fair city, the unfortunate gentleman was discovered by his secretary in a state most dreadful, slumped over his desk, lifeless and cold. This publication was granted an exclusive audience with the young woman who made the discovery, though she has requested to remain unnamed. Overcome with emotion, she was unable to speak, but provided a written account of the events leading to her employer's untimely demise. According to her testimony, Mr. Finch, a beastkin of considerable repute, had been labouring under immense strain of late. His secretary, ever dutiful, had endeavoured to alleviate his burdens in whatever manner she could. On the day of his passing, Mr. Finch retired to his private chambers, complaining of a peculiar discomfort in his chest. Though his secretary offered to summon a physiker, he dismissed the notion, declaring it an unnecessary expense. Moments later, a thunderous crash echoed through the office, and upon rushing to his aid, she found him collapsed beyond the reach of mortal aid. The Green Cloaks were summoned to investigate the scene, and though initial inquiries revealed some confusion regarding the presence of a client earlier in the day, all parties confirmed their departure well before the tragic event. Phew. Magical examinations confirmed the absence of foul play, and it was determined that Mr. Finch succumbed to natural causes. In a touching turn of events, the secretary has announced her intention to assume control of the firm, which Mr. Finch bequeathed to her in his final will. She plans to rename the establishment and bring in additional partners to ensure its continued success. Let this serve as a sombre reminder to all. The pursuit of wealth and ambition must be tempered by care for one's health, lest the reaper's promise be kept early.
Promises are important to keep.
Oh, I'm famously not a magic user in this game.
Famously.
It's in print and everything.
Very well. Any other takers for any other? You can skip it and we can carry on with the game?
I might do the artist one if I can.
You may.
Information. The silence of the Johnny Killer. Has the menace ended or merely transformed? The emergence of a raw terror. The artist. For several days now, the streets of Arbor have been free from the grisly spectre of the Johnny Killer, whose reign of terror has haunted our city for months. Yet, as the citizens breathe a tentative sigh of relief, a new and equally sinister figure has emerged to cast a shadow over our fragile peace. The Greencloaks, when pressed for information, could offer no definitive explanation for the Johnny Killer's sudden disappearance. Some speculate the murderer may have met their end at the hands of a victim capable of fighting back, while others fear this is but a lull before a greater storm. In the absence of the Johnny Killer, a new menace has arisen, dubbed the Artist by those who have witnessed their brutal handiwork. Unlike the brutal chaos left by their predecessor, the Artist's crimes are marked by a chilling precision. The desecration of a fountain plaza in the second ring serves as a grim testament to their macabre craft. A mutilated body, arranged with grotesque artistry, has left even the most hardened investigators aghast. It is our fervent hope that Arbor may one day know peace, free from the scourge of such malevolent figures. Yet, for now, it seems our city must endure yet another chapter in this dark and bloody saga.
I'll read the next one. Heiress Alice Cooper vows to use vast inheritance for the betterment of Arbor's less fortunate. A noble gesture from the daughter of a Titan. Miss Alice Cooper, the recently discovered sole heir to the vast Cooper fortune, has declared her intention to dedicate a significant portion of her inheritance to charitable causes. The late Edward Cooper, a titan of industry and proprietor of the Silver Quill, left behind a legacy that will forever shape the fabric of our city. Though this publication and the Silver Quill were not always in accord, we acknowledge Mr. Cooper's contributions and extend our sincerest condolences to his daughter. When questioned about her plans for the future, Miss Cooper appeared momentarily overwhelmed, clutching a curious talisman of great tree amber shaped like a lion's paw. Gathering her resolve, she spoke in a voice both soft and resolute, declaring her intention to honour her father's memory by aiding those less fortunate. I would wish to create a legacy my father would be proud of, she stated, and to repay those who helped restore what was most precious to me. Such generosity is a rare and commendable sight among Arbor's elite, and we at the Factory Gazette wish Miss Cooper every success in her noble endeavours. May her actions inspire others to follow suit.
Very good. Your actions have consequences in every event you take part in. And some are obvious, and some are unforeseen. The full outcome of them will not be known for some time. But for now, Arbor feels a little brighter. So,
Let's change them.
if you want to, I'm not going to stop you.
I just assume it's us.
Yeah.
Right. So, of the four of you, I know that some of you require help in order to do the tasks that you require. I know some of you wish to speak to each other. Is anyone volunteering to go first? You have a month between now and when the next time the Arbiters will call, just to give you an awareness of their timescales.
Do we know that it will be a month in character?
You
Have an idea of a rough timescale.
You have a definite idea of rough timescales.
Like, we know they were putting the dossier together at the end of the last episode, but perhaps they've said, you know, we are waiting for this report or this whatever, and we've been given some kind of date. Cool.
Before we start narrating, would it be possible to go over the rules? Because I know a lot of us want magic items.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are using the downtime rules, the ones that are in Xanathar's guide. I haven't looked at any. I think that's the only one that's out there right now. So I don't think there's anything else. But essentially, what it is if you're looking for something very specific, there's like a specific way to do this. If the item is common, you only need to roll a 10 or higher on the persuasion check, a 15 or higher if it is uncommon, 20 or higher if it is rare, or 25 or higher if it is very rare, or 30 or higher if it is legendary. And the way the persuasion check works is you make a flat persuasion check. You get a +1 bonus for every work week beyond the first week that is spent seeking a seller, and a +1 bonus for every 100 leaves spent on the search, up to a maximum bonus of +10.
So 1,000 leaves.
So you could spend 1,000 leaves to get an extra
To guarantee a common, effectively.
guarantee a common. More likely, you're guaranteeing kind of the uncommon category.
Yeah.
But that's that's specifically if you are looking for a specific magic item. If you want generic, I want to roll on a table, that works slightly differently, and there's a longer table, and it gets a bit weird. Because you get consumables at the bottom, and then at some certain point it flips, and then it goes back down to common, and then you're kind of like working your way back up through again.
Okay, so I think the important question is, has anyone got decent charisma and persuasion?
I was actually thinking of asking the Arbiter to pull in connections. Is that going to be doable? Because the pupil's reasoning behind that is the Arbiter has already sourced magic item ingredients for people.
Yes. But those are things that you could have found yourself without needing...
Without a check, okay.
Without a check. These require checks. Now, I will say, however, there is a magic item shop in every chapter, I guess is the way I'm going to put this, of the adventure. It's guaranteed there will be one. Now, it might not have everything you want, but it will have some things. So I'm just giving you, like, metagame-wise, know that is there.
Yeah.
And is the ownership of magic items illegal?
No. The ownership of magic items is not illegal. The sale of magic items is not illegal. However, you scared the shit out of that guy because because he's poor and didn't know any better, and he was kind of doing and maybe some of the goods he sold you weren't exactly acquired legally. Mm-hmm. So there was a kind of like, he was scared because maybe you knew something he didn't. But selling and buying of magic items is not illegal. What is illegal is a individual casting magic.
Cool. In that case, Victor can assist if required. He has a +3 persuasion.
Ooh.
I would like to make my items.
Ooh, okay. Do you have the other rules?
Crafting.
Oh, the crafting rules. Let's see. There's like a separate subclass for that.
Yeah, that's what Victor plans to do with...
Sure.
Do you mind if I read those? Is that their crafting?
Yeah.
Example downtime activities.
There are two things that I want for Monica. One is an amulet of non-detection, which I think is important. I think we should all be thinking about that, especially if we're being nefarious in an organised location where we'll be revisiting. areas. But also, I'm after those lungs.
Yeah.
So that's different.
Clock dock.
That's a clock dock. That falls under different
Rules of that. Okay.
The
Rules of acquisition.
The role is the same in order for you to figure out, can I get this?
Mm-hmm.
The way it ends up resolving, however, is depending on how you roll, you end up in the 3 categories. Cheap clock dock, medium clock dock, expensive clock dock. But there also is like a scale of like how good the service is, how other
in
things.
some ways you do get what you pay for.
Exactly.
If you just want a pair of lungs, you can always ask Rick Dov.
Technically, I could.
I got small,
But I'm
medium,
not
large.
going to.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I've only got a half of a large. I think Pupil's first stop would probably be to Raylan. Regarding... Owing to the fact that Raylan was already there and successfully spoke to that magic item salesman's shop where Pupil couldn't in Pupil's presence.
Yeah.
So I think at some point you will just hear the sort of tippy-tappy request. Would you be able to assist the pupil in obtaining magic items?
Of course. Legitimately? You need to
Information.
purchase them?
Information. It would like to exchange this money for a number of magic items.
Do you know where we can purchase them from?
Information. And we'll give you basically read the address of that place in the wall where we were when that interaction happened. Joe understands very much that going back to the scene of the crime where we burned those guys to death may not be the best. I don't know if that would occur to Raylan or not.
Probably wouldn't.
Okay. Yeah.
He's happy to do it.
Cool. Yeah, people will happily put in finding money for Helm of Telepathy and Amulets of Non-Detection N.
So that's you all want an amulet of non-detection.
Pupil certainly does.
If we talked about it, because after reading that other article, it certainly would have. Monica would certainly think it's a worthwhile investment for definitely her and people associated with her. So she'd want to bring that with the group, I think.
So what I'm going to do is you have a cumulative 16 weeks to spend effectively. Each magic item that you specifically go for will consume one of those weeks.
Yeah.
You can, if you decide like you want to do all crafting for 4 weeks, then we'll pull 4
That'll
weeks.
do
out,
8 weeks
and
out.
that'll be 8 weeks.
Yeah, because Victor's not too fussed about having an amulet of non-detection. So.
Okay. That pulls your 4 weeks out, so you have 12.
I'm not fussed on it either.
So you're down to 8. So if you two want to get amulets of non-detection between the two of you, you can spend a week each.
Yeah.
And then go. Now, what I will say is, you two you especially have a higher charisma, you can help them and do the charisma rolls for them, but you're still spending the weeks.
So you can spend one of my weeks to search.
Effectively.
Yeah, because I can, like, even though Victor doesn't need / think he wants one, he's also happy to donate at least some of his time to like if that's something that the group wants. So because Victor is a team player after all.
The other thing with the Helm of Telepathy I wanted, Pupil doesn't care if that actually comes in the form of a helmet. Sure. Is it likely that it would or wouldn't come in the form of a helmet? If Pupil is in character setting out to find something that will let it read minds.
I have 2 options in that case. I have 2 ideas in their area.
Yeah.
One of them is kind of... I looked at there's some weirdness in that area. Is Pupil specifically looking for a helmet, or would he prefer something else when he's looking for that thing? And then I'll make a decision based on the check.
I think it wouldn't mind a helmet.
Sure.
But a helmet is not the thing it would seek out directly. is the effect it's seeking
Sure.
rather than the item.
Sure.
Because I don't know if people even knows what a helm of telepathy is, if that makes sense.
Yes, he's looking for something that gives him the ability to detect thoughts.
It has
At
received
will.
instruction that the eye must be focused, and that is what that means to it.
Well, in that case, okay. So we'll do the 2 checks for helm of whatever,
Yep.
detect magic-y thing,
Yep.
detect thoughts thing,
Yep.
and non-detection.
non-detection.
So you want to help him with both of those?
Yeah.
Cool. Make 2 persuasion checks. Now, are you spending any leaves?
I'll spend 500 each to get a +5 to each.
Correct. So, yep. So there's 5. So you get +5, plus your 3, so +8.
And I'm...
You're making 2 rolls.
Okay. So that's... so +8 plus my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that...
No. +8 plus what the dice is. Because I've already factored in. 8 is plus your 3. That you said.
Oh, okay. So dirty 20.
Okay. So that
First
is
roll.
1. Cool.
Okay. And 26
Okay.
for the second one.
Cool. You find your amulet of non-detection?
Yep.
Not a problem. Then I think some of this is facilitated by kind of the Arbiter secret and monitor, kind of
Yeah.
making sure that you go to the right places, you keep your threat level low.
Yeah.
With the 26,
Yeah.
you find a bracelet of telepathy rather than a helm. It functions the same, but it sits on your arm instead of your head. Something about it calls to you in the way that there's something about you would rather have something on your arm than on your head.
Yeah.
Something about being less obvious.
Yeah, very much so.
So those 2 weeks down, you've got...
Ace, 2 weeks.
Yeah, cool.
So
How much did I have to pay for them?
Ooh, that's a good point. I need to make that.
I should give you money.
You should.
It is only just and fair.
They are both uncommon magic items.
Yes.
Cool. Mike, can you roll me 2d6, please, and tell me the numbers?
2, 3.
500 leaves total.
Cool. So that will be around 1,500 with the 500s for finding it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It'll be exactly 1,500.
Yeah.
Cool.
So a space round space 1,500
Yes.
rather than
about
about 1,500.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes. So Ryan, I believe you're going to go next.
I'm also going to be after an amulet of non-detection.
Sure.
Going to enlist Victor's help for this.
Sure.
And I will put 200 leaves into this,
Okay.
which makes that a
Plus
plus
5
5.
total.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Really hoping I don't brick this for you. That's a 16.
It's just enough. You need now roll me a d6, please.
And I hope I roll a 1 for you. It's a 3. Okay.
Can you also roll me another d20, please?
Uh-oh. So it's 12 on the dice. I have no idea what I'm doing with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Is this adding a complication to my amulet?
Nope.
Like when
No,
my
it's
house
adding
is rolled dice, we
a
have no-
complication to your life. The amulet's fine.
Right. This is the one I want. This is the one I want. Okay.
Who?
Monica. Nope, that's all I went. Monica. So, Monica, as you walk with Victor back from the magic shop, you've purchased your items.
I've got the hat disguise on, so I don't look like Monica
Sure.
right now.
That's fine. This is not about you being recognized.
No, that's absolutely fine. I just wanted to reiterate that.
As you're walking along, with your items in tow, you've maybe put on the amulet of non-detection. Can you roll me a d6 actually for the cost of it, please?
Did all that already. It was
Oh,
It was,
sorry.
it was 3
Okay,
on
cool.
the
Thank you.
dice.
Sorry,
Yeah, cool.
I forgot that
Which
one.
is how much? 300?
300 leaves. Yeah.
So 500 total. Because I put 200 in for the search.
Sure. Cool. As you walk, you hear a distinct coming from behind you. The sound grows louder as it slowly gets closer. Monica, you've heard the noise before. 1,000 times over and over. You hear the noise of well-maintained, polished shoes on the pathway approaching you from behind. Someone bumps into your back, and you hear the sound of the metal object clatter onto the ground. It lands in front of you, and a voice from behind you says, "I'm terribly sorry. I was lost in thoughts. Do you mind picking my watch up? My knees aren't what they used to be." He's behind you and the watch is in front of you. You haven't turned to look at this person yet.
When I look down at the watch...
It is impossible to not recognize the watch on the ground. You have seen it 1,000 times.
Belonging to a Mr. Argent?
Belong to a Mr. Argent. Okay. Do you mind?
Unless you stop him, Victor will bend down to pick up the watch.
Okay.
Because he's unaware that this is your moment.
Sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely fine.
Like, not, I mean...
absolutely fine. Thanks for taking that bullet for me.
Monica starts to move and then sees that you're moving and then just steps out of your way.
Sure.
Yeah. Pick up the watch, turn around to face, and you go...
Yeah, you see.
Oh, yes. Not a problem at all, chap.
This is the gentleman you see. Yes, it's the gentleman you see. And next to him is a young woman. The gentleman is well-dressed, well-mannered. His clothes are not as... They're not refined enough to mark him as somebody of the nobility class, like somebody that would live in the canopy, but it is somebody who's of means, enough that they probably don't have to work all that often, or worked in somewhere that wasn't a factory. The woman is of an older age. Both look as if they have, maybe an insight check, actually. Both of you.
4.
You don't know.
Yep.
Monica, have you turned around?
17. Yes, I will have. As I stepped to the side to get out of the way of Victor picking that up.
They both look like they have experienced deep sadness. They look as if they've been crying for some time. Their eyes are sunken as if life has left them, or the light in them has gone out. The gentleman sees you have his watch. Thank you. Very, very kind of. May I... apologies, I can't help but fiddle with the thing. Old bad habit.
Quite alright. Is it quite nice? Is it quite like a complex?
Oh, it's a beautiful watch, probably handed down from generations to generation. And he's kind of holding it and looking at it, and he's kind of looking at the two of you. Are you with the Red Union?
I don't look like I've got.
Oh, you don't look. You don't even look like you're in Red Union outfit. You look like
I look like just some random person, a random woman.
Okay.
That's just a marvellous looking watch.
Oh yes, been in the family for generations. You know, I hope to pass it to. Well, never mind. It's none of your business. I'll be on my way. Thank you again.
Sorry, you hoped.
No, don't want to visit my tragedy upon anyone else. It happened some time ago now. So it is. She died. She died saving people's lives. So we are quite proud, if not.
Oh yes. Oh, for the yes. So, are there any other life-saving organisations? Or
There are a few. The Flamewalkers would be not the Flamewalkers. the Red Union would be one.
Yeah.
The Green Cloaks could be another.
Yeah.
The Silver Cloaks, the Seekers. There are a few Dragon Riders as well.
Yes.
There's several.
Hey?
Yeah, Dragon Riders.
Oh. I'll be in my bunk with the wiki.
Is Monica waiting to say
That one's a
anything?
little hidden one.
Ah, okay.
Monica is trying to hold her breath, or is trying because she's still got the gas mask on and still doing the with the breathing in. She is trying to not let that noise come out
Okay.
because there are people stood close and they'll see that they will not see the mask, but they would hear the mask with the
Yeah.
laboured breathing.
So-
So she's very currently trying, staying very still, letting you talk, and just going.
Let's go.
So the woman on his on his arm says, "Dear, we must get going. We will be late for I forget who we were going to meet. Who was it? And he was, yes, we're going to meet the head of the Red Union. They're giving some kind of compensation for Monica's. For our daughters. I'm blabbering too much. I'm sorry.
Yes. Sorry, was it Monica? Did you say?
I did. Did you happen to? You look like you're in quite. Did you happen to employ the Red Union at some level? Perhaps ran into her when she was performing duties.
No. Do you have a card? I know someone who's good.
Pats his. Yes.
Yes.
Pulls out a card and has his name on it.
Yes.
It's his name art.
Yeah. Yes. Just someone else. I think might have known her. And in case they weren't aware, I could pass the news on.
And then she pops up. Oh, Mr. Lambkin. That's what we're going to see. Mr. Lambkin. He's going to be. Yes, you're very good. Well done. You did good remembering, better than mine, I should say. But we must be off to see Mr. Lambkin.
Yes. Well, have a lovely day.
Of course, thank you, and you, Miss. And they kind of shuffle through, and you hear the distinctive clicking as it goes away as he begins to fiddle again.
And Victor will hold the card. Wait till they're kind of gone, and then we'll slowly turn.
Card is out of your hand already.
A red cloak, a Red Union by the name of Monica. What a fantastic coincidence!
Oh, we know which of Victor and Rick Dom is the sassy cats.
Yes, a bit of a coincidence. Let's move on at this point.
Say no more. Family's a tricky one. Yes. Very well. And yeah, if you've asked, he will push no further, and they will walk back.
Definitely the best of the other 4 party members who could have. Although, of course, you did get a 2-for-1 deal. Acknowledge that.
I'm just now imagining information. There is a Monica stood next to me. Who used to be part of the Red
You're
Union.
so fucking right as well.
Query, are you the same Monica?
Very nice.
It's almost spooky.
And then Joe has to bring in his backup character.
Very well. Okay. So you make your way back wherever you decide to split up the day. You have now acquired one of your items. Did you want to use your other week to try and secure a clock dock appointment?
Yes, I would.
So do you seek help for this, or do you try and do this on your own?
So the help, if I'm looking for financial assistance...
you need financial as well.
It depends on how much it's going to cost.
Sure.
But I would be seeking financial assistance from Pupil.
Okay.
But also, the way that I was thinking it would happen was Monica would be asking Pupil to basically I'm presuming that she's going to be anaesthetised while this goes on,
Yes.
and wants Pupil to basically watch over her whilst this is going on.
That's very good at that.
Fair enough.
And I figure that Pupil would be very interested in seeing this new experience of having someone carved open to have bits taken out and other stuff put in.
Very well. So you were asking people help financially. Are you asking for somebody else's help to find the clock dock in the first place?
Yes, I think Victor, again, is... because Victor also presumably has some connections in that world.
Yes. Well, I don't have connections, but I've got the charisma.
You got the charisma. Yeah.
I deal mostly in potions, but I suppose I'd know a shady dock, like a particularly bad one if I saw one.
In
You
that
might
case,
supply them with anesthesia?
Anesthetics.
Anesthetics, there we are.
well, rather than going for someone shady,
It depends on your role.
it does depend on my
And
role.
it depends on what you want. So what are specifically, are you just looking to do prosthetics, as in replace the lungs with working good ones? And the requisite,
Column bump.
you need the boiler system in order to run everything.
Yes.
Or are you looking for enhancements?
It depends on what the enhancements available are.
So you're not at the area where you would know necessarily, but if you think about things like, do you want to be able to breathe just air? Do you want to be able to breathe like a dragon, maybe? Do you...
I was considering fire breath.
Okay, yeah.
Alternatively, the ability to not require oxygen
Sure.
would be interesting. Okay. Whether it be that I don't need oxygen at all, or I can breathe water or smoke as if they were air.
So I will let you know this.
Mm-hmm.
A lung replacement, specifically, is classed in the rare category, which means you need a 20 or higher on the dice to get the middle ground. Like, clock dock will do it, it's fine. If you get 5 below that, the dock will be of poor quality, which has effects on its usage and the odds of it going wrong. If you get above 25, I will give you the full list of here's all the enhancements you can possibly get, because that will put you in the very rare category.
So so I'm looking for a 20 to get the ones that
The
aren't
middle
going
of
to be
the road.
fucky.
Yep.
With a +3 on the charisma, I would potentially be looking to spend.
You can also spend an extra week to get a +1, so you can just spend. You've got 3 weeks
I've got
left.
3 weeks left.
So you
I
could just
do
spend-
want to spend some time looking into. So I suppose for 2 weeks, and I've got one last week for
Okay.
the investigation.
Sure.
And is it like regular rules as well that I can put in money for
100
searching?
leaves per +1, up to a maximum of 10. So up to 1,000 leaves extra. Bear in mind the lung itself is 2,000, and the boiler is another 1,000.
So the lungs are.
That's 2,000, and the boiler itself is 1,000. Unless you get a cheap dock, then the prices go down. But obviously, there are risks involved with substandard equipment, especially when you're talking about putting portable holes inside of people.
Yeah. Yeah, this is why I'm looking for financial assistance.
Richtolf will do that.
I mean, Richthoff could probably put a portable hole in you, but I don't know if it would be any useful.
Richthoff will put a portable hole in me and then throw me into another portable hole.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see what happens.
I will warn you, I will be keeping track of that. So if you go into another portable hole,
Don't.
Don't.
Does that involve like create pit?
No, is that if you put a bag of holding inside a bag
But
of
you said
holding?
create pit is extra dimensional, but would that not count?
I need to look at the rules on portable holes.
Is it like sealed portable?
Portable hole, D&D 5. I want to see
Does
what
it matter if there's a sort of bottleneck of epistemology?
It's more of I want to see what the rule is specifically on the placing a portable hole inside an actual space created by a bag of holding or similar item specifically. No, doesn't work on the pit. So a spell won't cause it, but an item manifested that creates a extra-dimensional space, yes, it will.
Okay.
So don't do that. So you can't do the whole trick of we'll have Richtov sneak us everywhere and we'll go hide in portable hole. Don't do that. That will end very quickly. So that's just to give you the
Distributed
warnings.
evenly across the astral plane.
Yeah, you even.
Yeah, me evenly across the astral plane. All
Your
at once.
organs.
My molecules.
Anyways, how much are you spending, and how much are you? And you're giving 2 weeks. So you get +1 from that.
2 weeks. I'm going to put 700 in.
So that gives you a +7, +8, and then Victor is doing the roll. Or are you trying to keep Victor out of this? Or you said you were going to use Victor, so that gives you.
Going to use Victor to help me find a dock.
So that gives you a total of +11 plus whatever you roll on the die.
I don't have any inspiration to use, so don't roll badly.
Actually, you all have inspiration for reading the thing, so
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
forgot about that. Let's read that.
I mean, that's a 19 on the dice.
So 30.
30. Here are the options you have. For lungs, specifically, because that's what you were looking for.
Yeah. Weirdly, there's more pressure when I'm rolling for someone else.
Way more, yeah.
I don't think any of you have seen these rules, because I don't think I've published them anywhere, because they're kind of like weird.
I couldn't find anything about them when I was looking.
Yeah.
Which is kind of on purpose, because they're different for they're different for two different spots. But this is the one you're getting for now. There are 4 tiers of boiler systems, and they range in price from 500 all the way up to 4,000. The 500 one, you must inject yourself with what's called SPU units. So they're steam power units, basically steam pressure units, actually. They require both that and the fuel in order to function. So they don't have any steam on their own. You just go and you inject yourself. A single steam unit will give you 5 SPU total and will last you 1 week, which time it will run out, unless you do an overcharge. If you do an overcharge, it will run out quicker.
So you need like coal, you need like fuel and a catalyst to make it work, rather than just fuel.
It's more like you get a pressurized steam canister and you jab it into your side.
Nice.
That's how the steam guns work, actually. They have pressurized steam, which are also bombs.
A question that I would also ask, and this is not with any hostile intent towards Monica, it's just I have the fell explode ammunition. Would that work on someone's steam boiler?
They aren't ammunition specifically.
Okay, cool.
So this. So did you say this was the top one?
This is the bottom one.
Oh, so the bottom one. Oh, right, yes. And you need to, because it's cut price, that's where you have the extra steps of needing to constantly get extra bits.
And those extra bits cost more money in the long run. It's expensive being poor.
Yes. Vimes boost theory of economics.
Sad now. Carry on.
Yeah, please, let's
next one-
just ignore that and go and look at the next one.
The next one up is 1,000 leaves, and gives you a total SPU ceiling of 10. Every piece of gear you have will consume some amount of SPU. Mm-hmm. The more powerful ones will consume more of that SPU. If you have a ceiling, what's it called? Not a ceiling. A gap between your ceiling, basically, from like where your bottom is and your top. Some items will have an overcharge ability, which if they are overcharged, they will use double their SPU temporarily and then drop back down. You still need to fuel them up, but that's like an incidental cost. It doesn't cost you anything in terms of like the long-term effect. It's just like you need to make sure that you constantly are fueled. If you ever get in a situation where you are weeks out in somewhere where there is nothing to burn, then it will become a problem. But for the most part, you're in a city, that's not going to be an issue. There's coal and all kinds of other things for you to burn everywhere. You could burn the tree if you needed to. Or paper or anything else. So
I've also got magic with
you need
affinity with fire.
You need something to burn it. You can't.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's anyways. So it goes 10 for 1,000, 15 for 2,000, or 20 for 4,000. And those are just like
these three all have they're exactly the same in terms of use. It's just their SP ceiling is
it's higher because you can use more parts and you can use more. You can have more headroom for like overcharge abilities.
Yeah.
So that's that bit. The lungs specifically, a breathe anywhere lung, which will let you breathe anywhere from the ocean to the void above. Air is what you make it. Inhale, innovation. Exhale, what's that say? Inhale innovation, exhale limitation. Survival has never been so simple.
I like the sound of that one.
It is 5,000 leaves for that one.
I'm not sure I like that one.
Dragon's Breath. Fire, ice, lightning, poison, or acid. Pick your favorite and breathe forth upon your enemies. This one doesn't need to be recharged with its requisite thing, so acid needs to be refueled with acid, ice, and so on and so on and so forth. That is 10,000 leaves, and it consumes 10 SPU. I should have told you the Breathe Anywhere consumes 5. The Whispering Wind Chamber. Instead of knocking the wind out of them, with our Whispering Wind Chamber, you'll be able to pull it out with force. It allows you to just, within a 5-foot square, you pull the breath out of everyone, temporarily causing them to be stunned for 1 round.
Just the air from inside their lungs, or could I use to smother a fire as well by sucking the oxygen from it?
If it was an enclosed space, sure. I mean, if you're in like this, it's not going to work.
Okay.
But 6,000 leaves and consume 6 SPU. If you just want a lung replacement, it's 2,000 leaves, and then you consume 2 SPUs.
Is the Dragon's Breath, for example, 2,000 plus 10,000, or does it come? Is the lung included in the price?
All of the lung extras are included in the price. Though you could have 2 lung editions, and there's not any cheaper.
Yeah.
But the choice is yours. The clock dock you find is a suspiciously high quality for the locale that you've located them in. They are clean. They are well maintained, and they even have a nurse to make sure that you are well taken care of. They have been given perhaps because of Victor's continence and the clothes he wears, they've been given the mistaken impression of your standing within the world of Arbor. Yes, we will fit the kind of looking at you, trying to judge what pronoun to use. Your pronoun.
She, her.
The young miss. We will fit her with new lungs if that is what is required. Does she have a choice of menus? We have here the dragons, the Breathe Anywhere, the Whispering Wind, or...
Remind me, how much was that Breathe Anywhere? That was
Breathe Anywhere is 5,000 leaves.
5,000, so that'd be 7,000 total.
Mm-hmm.
I would need a further 4,000. That seems a bit much. So
Works for me.
yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
Right, if you give me 4,000.
Yeah.
Actually, you've got tons of money, haven't you?
I've got tons of money. I've got enough for you to get some lovely Breathe Anywhere lungs.
Yeah, I'll take the Breathe Anywhere loads. As fun as the other ones sound, that one's the one I think is the one that would appeal to Monica most.
How long passes between the setting of the appointment and the...
Because of Victor's very, very high roll, they will take you today. They believe he is of a class that will get them more clients.
If they turn up, presumably with an artifacts as well.
Yes, there is because it's perfect. They're like, you will take care of you.
This is somebody who needs some. This is an incredibly rich and powerful person who needs something done quiet and on the slide.
Yeah, something's happened. This is an error or something. They don't know what's going on, but we will take you in today. We just hope that you will inform all of your friends that we aided you in a time of need when they have their time of need. Is that all right for everyone?
Yeah. So could I get 5,000 from you instead of the 4?
Yeah.
That way I can get the lungs and also get the top boiler, so I've got room to expand later.
Easy.
Can I clarify something? The 12,250.
Yeah.
Is that each?
That was we got each from the divide because it was 49,000-ish.
Yeah, after you
because we took it was 99,000. 50 went to set up the Hamburg orphans. Then there was 49,000 left over, which we split 4 ways. Pupil paid the amount back in to then resplit, so it would be 49,000 over 4, which is very roughly 12,250.
Okay, cool.
Plus you got another 2,000 from completing the mission as well.
And 600-ish from Ripple Finch's money, and 200 or 500, I can't remember, from the Iron Dogs.
You also have a collection of...
we also have a collection of valuables that we haven't sold yet.
Correct, we do.
So,
yes, absolutely, yeah.
Cool. In that case, I'll go for the top boiler and the breathe anywhere lungs,
So-
and then later might come back with more money and get more mods.
You mean the top boiler, 4,000 leaves, or do you mean the middle one?
Oh, God! I thought it was like 500 for the base one.
Is it 5124?
Yeah, 5,124.
Right. I guess I'll go for that middle boiler.
Sure. So that gives you
Do you got
15.
money?
I mean, if you got
There are shops coming up. You really...
But how much do you need? Like, are you?
Oh, no, Joe has covered me for the moment.
Yeah.
You can...
But if you needed to get to the top one, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need the top boiler. I was only going for the top boiler because I thought it was only an extra 1,000 for it, as opposed to an extra 3,000 for it.
Yeah.
So I'll take that money, and we can save the rest of the money for other magic items. That would be nice.
Yeah. So you go in, you are put under. When you are put under this, I think Pupil is disappointed. There's no pain, there's no fear, there's nothing.
That's
However-
not why pupils here.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I think if you...
I will say that the pupil will actually see Monica undisguised for the first time.
That's interesting. So when they put Monica under, they are under a very particular pressure. So they will look to you, assuming something. Would you like to observe when we put your daughter under, or would you like to...
No.
We have an observation deck that's up there. We can make sure there will be nobody else in the theater. We have understood that the privacy-
I'm obviously not questioning your impunity. No. I'm happy not to.
I must ask you some questions, though. Your daughter is quite badly burned. Of course, a number of. There are several wounds. Do you want us to do anything else beyond the lungs, or is it just the lungs today? There are dermises we could change.
Is Monica here for that conversation?
I think she's unconscious now.
Oh,
We could reconstitute her epidermis. We could replace it with great tree bark. We could do several other things.
Great tree bark's like a permanent bark skin.
Not permanent bark skin. It functions differently. But
Magic resistance or some shit, because it's like lead lining your skin, as far as I understand from that safe room.
well, that obviously is very kind. We'll start with the lungs. To see how she gets on. We'd only really discussed the lungs. I think for the quality of life.
Her clothing. Do you want us to keep it, or do you want us to throw it out?
If we keep it in case she can look back at it to see how far she's come, sort of thing.
Your artifacts, will they be observing?
The pupil is spider climbed onto the ceiling and the head is turned round for 180 degrees and is looking down from above.
I've not seen one do that before.
Yes.
Another curious thing.
Yes.
Is yours defective of any way?
A prototype. Let's.
Very well.
Something one of a kind.
Very well.
Yes.
Very well. We shall commence then.
Yes.
And your daughter will be perfectly fine, and she shall come out of this with not nearly a scratch. It will be several. It will be about a week and a half recovery time, though. So please bear that in mind. And this will kind of constitute your whole week of bit downtime kind of thing. So they go to work on Monica.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This in my head, and I do not remember if we just talked about this. The scars have weird geometric patterns to them. The burn scars.
Ooh. I don't think they mention it.
Okay,
I
but I mean
they're
specifically
of-
for pupil. To see.
Oh, okay. Then yes.
It's a magic.
How many times have you cast detect magic now?
Almost constantly since the start of the campaign.
Not yet.
You've already given him a little bit extra for how long you've had to detect magic up.
That's true. They they remove the cloak. They remove the firefighter's outfit from Monica. They place it to the side. They're very careful, very gentle. They're very caught. There are moments where some skin comes off of Monica at the same time as the coat does, because obviously you adhered a bit. So they take it off. They do some stuff to kind of debribs. No, it's a debride.
The bride.
That's it. Debride the skin to make sure that it's kind of like healing a little bit better. They kind of like bandage Monica in places where they need to be, and then they begin cutting. They install the boiler. It takes. Doesn't take very long. The process is very quick. There's magic involved in some of the processes. In terms of specifically when they take like what looks like a sack or a small. You're not sure because you're the only one observing this. A kind of an odd object, and they kind of like place it inside like a cavity inside of Monica, and then they slide something else inside that, and then they begin pulling wires, and then now another person comes in, and they don't look like a clock dog. Because the clock dogs are very like clean and white,
Like
and
medical.
This person looks like an inventor. They have gears whirling on like a part of their brain that's exposed, and like a clock actually ticking in their head, and they kind of move and twist, and then they kind of, there's an eye on the top of their head that kind of swivels to see you, and they do this kind of weird cocking head, and then the doctor says something in a hushed tone because we're trying to keep it quiet in an operating theater. And it kind of nods, and it kind of comes over.
As that person walks in, Pupil will drop Detect Madge and cast Detect Thoughts.
Ooh, okay.
Only for surface.
Only for surface. You get nothing from him, from the new man has entered. You get... There is a thing you get from Monica.
Oh, I don't actually think it would even be looking at Monica.
Oh, you're just detect. Do you have to focus, or do you get all the surface?
You choose the person.
Okay. So who are
you know
choosing?
how many creatures are in the room passively, but you have to spend an action and look at this person too.
Okay.
Would the amulet also not protect Monica?
Not against this. That is a
It'd be a ring of mind shielding.
Yeah, it's mind shielding does
Yes.
that. Okay, so you don't focus on Monica. The doctor and the nurse are both like, good. He's here. He's brought the parts. We can proceed. Everything seems.
It's
to be
still a
going
vaguely
well.
high stress situation, and they are pleased that things are going according to
Yeah, everything seems to be going well. Everything seems to be fine. The geometric patterns are very strange on her, but it seems everything. It is a shame about how much of her skin and things have been damaged. It appears that her vocal cords are intact, which is a miracle, but we will replace what we can. It is a shame that we were not able to sell them on the skin, but they're kind of like rattling into kind of, they started to go into a capitalist spiel on like, why didn't we upsell them on the skin graphs?
We could have got cup holders.
What are these?
Do you want my cup holders to be external?
Did you ever watch Doctor Who? Like the first Christopher Eccleston season?
Yeah. Oh god. So this person comes in and brings this. They kind of look like two long metal cylinders. Hands them over, and then they go very well. And they do something very quickly. They kind of disconnect something in Monica's sternum, and then very, very rapidly things move and are shifted, and those cylinders go inside, and you hear like a hiss as something is connected.
Yeah.
And then you hear, and then everyone kind of like stops breathing for a moment as they kind of wait, and they watch as kind of they put a mirror up to Monica's lips, and they wait to see breath, and then they see it. And they go, okay, right, everything's fine, and they begin closing her up.
Yeah, there is no. I don't pick up at any point. Oh God, what if that thing finds out? There's no like suspicious activity here.
No.
Cool. Okay, that's absolutely fine.
The thing you do, I don't know if Pupil would observe this or not, but after they've closed up Monica, they've kind of like stitched her up. There's no scarring beyond her normal stuff. In fact, that maybe that's hiding it, maybe it's not, but these doctors are very, very good. You watch them kind of magic things over. They have like specific ones for this thing. But after they're done, Monica's chest no longer rises and falls. But breath still leaves her lips. You can see because it's slightly warmer. Thank you.
Yeah. Because there's no diaphragmatic movement because the diaphragm is in a bag of holding. Oh.
impression.
You would be an incredible singer. Performance proficiency?
You can breathe anywhere.
So, unlike the tagline, in space people can hear you scream.
You can create enough air.
Yeah.
Yep. But yes, you spend a week in recovery. Once you're done, they release them to you and to you. She will be unconscious for at least another day, just in terms of like you need to get her somewhere where she can rest, and then after that she will need time to recover because she's obviously had her lungs removed and replaced.
At some point, after this process, after Monica's been taken to recovery or whatever, people will approach the doctor and say, "Information. It has questions about the eyes."
Your eyes? So you
The eyes. So I'm trying to think how people phrase this.
Clarification.
Information. The eyes are unable to see in the dark.
Your eyes?
Query. How much would it cost for the eyes to see in the dark?
For an eye replacement for your young miss. Yes, of course. The eyes are tricky. There's a complicated piece. For eyes that would let you see in the dark. Infravision. 1,500 leaves.
Information. Thank you.
Very, very welcome. I hope to do business with your family and others. I hope you will tell them that we were good at our job in your observations.
I'm sure that it will. I certainly.
Very, very good. I understand. Some people are squeamish and they do not like to see the sight of blood, but it is understandable.
It was more for her privacy.
Very well. I do not understand what is. No, Monica's burdened badly enough that they can't tell. It is. I assume you've seen her when she was a baby. It is. Perhaps
you're lizard folk.
Yes,
but you are burned
But
very badly.
You're burned so badly that they can't tell if you're a beastkin or not.
They can't tell if you're a beastkin, so they just go, "All right, sure."
Also, am I right in thinking that there is variance in how many beastly features? So, a character, a person like Victor, could have a beastkin child that didn't have a tail and horns, for example.
Okay, that was the bit that
He's on the extreme end. Victor's on the extreme end.
Right.
But those extreme characteristics wouldn't necessarily follow down.
Yeah. So with that, I think you go to rest, and we'll look at Rylan now.
Hello.
So you kind of like, we'll come to you.
Yeah.
It's okay. I realized we kind of included you in things, and that's why I kind of want to go.
Yeah. Zero problems with that.
So the item I really wanted
Sure.
is very rare,
Yep.
and is also 25,000. So let's put that one to the side.
I saw that, and I was like, you could.
Because I didn't know. When I was like, what rule? I don't know what rules you do. So
The very rare ones are.
So there are a few items I'd like to craft instead.
Sure.
They are uncommon.
Oh.
Uncommon, consumable.
Mm-hmm. So that's half. Yep.
And let's do those two first, and I'd like to make an argument on a third, because that'll take me 3 weeks.
Yep,
The
sure.
two, because it's consumables half the time
Yes.
and cost.
Sure. Okay.
What would you like me to roll?
So which ones are you crafting specifically? It's not the braid, it's the other one.
I am crafting a bauble trap.
Okay, that's glass.
Yep.
So what are we gonna say? Smith? Or is there a glass?
There's glass blowers tools.
Oh, glass blowers kit. So probably like. It's primarily like a magic. If you have the tools,
it's not. It doesn't have. It was it's called bauble trap.
It just means a bauble, as in the.
As in a giggle.
Yeah.
A doodad.
So to read from it, it can take the form of a sealed jar of honey or wine, a complex stitching pattern, or a hollow pearl of rolled beeswax.
In that case, what would you like it to look like, and we'll inform it from that?
I would like it to look like a dull gem.
Dull gem. Gem cutter's tools. Dexterity. So it might be just pure dexterity, plus your proficiency because you're making something that you're very familiar with.
I have jeweler's tools.
Yes, that will work.
So that is dex plus proficiency?
Yes, because you are proficient with the kind of thing you are making is a specific whispered one item.
And the DC is 10 because it's uncommon?
Correct.
That is a 10.
Then you make it. It is exactly what you wanted.
7 on the dice.
Ooh.
We do all have inspiration.
You
for
do have
that.
inspiration, so
That's
you can.
true, that's
yes,
true.
Does the crafting one not let you spend money to fix the thing? I guess it doesn't. It just kind of goes, no, you. So it costs half the normal cost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's a d6, and then you divide by 2. Yeah, d6 divided by 2. So it's to say what the cost is. So I'm using the ones for buying it. So roll a d6 and divide by 2, and that will give you the cost.
The cost is actually in
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's the
Oh,
crafting
200.
section is quite
200, sure.
100 because it's halved because it's consumable.
Okay, cool.
So that's the first one.
Yep.
The second one I'd like to make is the Craftwork Grimoire.
True.
So again, another uncommon item.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be... That's a book. Is it stuff in it, or is it the book itself, isn't it?
It's the book itself because technically you're making a focus.
I want to say dexterity. I don't want to say dexterity again. This feels like a long term. It feels like wisdom. It feels like wisdom.
16.
Cool. You make it easy enough. 200 gold. 200 leaves this time, because that's not consumable, I assume.
Correct.
Cool. And that's 2 work weeks. That one. So that's 3.
So I have a week left.
Sure.
Could I... So I would like the... According to the book, I would like the Grandmother's Travelling Cloak.
Okay.
Uncommon magic item.
Right.
Could I argue that I already have it? I'm spending the time to find it. I'm happy to spend the cost.
So, if that's what we want to do,
Mm-hmm.
I would say make an investigation check to try and find it.
Which is perfect because my investigation is +0.
I'll help.
I mean, you're getting it for a week.
Yeah.
So,
And so it's just a flat. There's even odds.
Mhm.
It's a 10 on the die.
Nice. Well, that's
Cool.
nice. Another 200 leaves.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Cool.
Nice.
Right. And now we come to our last.
I still have
you
1
still-
week
I
to
know.
go, but
You're
we'll
on
see
the
my
clock.
first officer.
So, the first thing the victor will do is he will seek out the arbiter.
Sure.
Um,
You find him quickly.
cool. Is it like he'll knock on the door? Yeah.
How can I help you today?
Yes. As I believe you're aware, I received a letter, or you passed on a letter.
Yes.
But really, it was addressed to you about me.
Yes. I was aware of this letter. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't. I've kind of drafted a response, but as it's kind of coming from yourselves.
You'd like us to look it over so you're not misrepresenting us. Is that what you want to say?
Yes, and just so that you're kind of aware of what my letter says, and then
Would you allow me to look at the letter then?
you absolutely can. Unfortunately, I appear to have left it at home, but
Yeah,
yeah.
It's fine. He grabs it from you and he takes it and looks at it for a moment. He have good
Cool.
consideration. I see you are attempting to. How should I put this? I see you are attempting to assuage fears and perhaps put matters to bed for your parentage, and at the same time direct certain messages to people.
yes. Well, I really should should make it clear that I'm not attempting to claim ownership of any family, really.
It's very interesting. The original letter, obviously, we had a look at it because it was addressed to us originally. Though we are concerned that they have certain beliefs about your existence in general.
Well, yes, it's sort of a tricky situation. I suppose it involves a non-disclosure of sorts. But yes, it is essential that we confirm that I do not belong to that family whatsoever.
Very well. We are happy to make that. Everything you put there is, as far as we are aware or concerned, the honest truth, though truth is very subjective in this world. Are you happy to leave things as they are, and should other incidents involving the Darknolls be put to one side in your case, and we shall direct them to other parties involved?
Well, I have added a provision that if they wish to discuss it further, they can request that. But it would definitely have to be them that engages the process as
so you are saying that if they were to come to us to say we wish to confirm or deny this person's existence, that would be up to them to do so. You do not want us to intercede on your behalf.
No. I see no reason. I'm not being dishonest. So yes, I'll happily discuss.
Very well. What would you like to know of this? Of any? Because we obviously, once we received the letter, we began to do some digging and investigations down that path. Is there anything you would like to know? Would you like us to keep those discoveries to ourselves?
Well, I mean, if you're happy to share the findings, then yes, I'd certainly be curious. But yes, there's nothing specifically.
Well, in terms of the Darknolls, you know that they did adopt another child sometime a little later, Dahlia yes. Darknoll. She is quite a prodigy, from what I understand. She is quite gifted in a number of fields, including the tree rat field, carpentry. Her magical aptitude is something to behold, and she has a very keen gift for magical item creation as well. She is apparently well beloved by the family and all in everything, despite the fact of her adopted nature. And she is now head of the tree rats, from what I understand.
Yes,
despite her young age.
Yes, yes, they're a very powerful and respectable family.
Indeed, they are.
Yes, which is why I don't really want to cause any kind of confusion, really. As you could I mean, the instigating incident was
Victor,
simply.
Are you the one? Are you causing confusion, or are you the one confused here?
Well, no, I. Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
Are we playing the game of I know, but you know? Oh, okay, yeah. No, I haven't got a clue. That's fine. Well, no, I'm not confused at all. They've listed an inciting incident, which is where I was attempting to provide advice around the dream fruit, and they appear to have believed that I was above my station, which obviously I'm not. I simply
they believed you were someone you are not.
Yes, that's correct. Yes,
indeed. Very well.
Yes.
In that case, I'll consider the matter dropped for now, and we can move on with our little lives for now, as we go down here. Is there anything else you require, Victor?
No. I believe that's everything. Yes, sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Yeah.
Oh dear. That's certainly unfortunate. 10.
Cool. He goes, now, Richtov, and before he says the R, Victor goes to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Richtov wakes up. Now, Richtov, are you confused as to the nature of your current predicament in regards to this letter? I assume you have seen it as well.
Of course.
Very well. Are you confused as to the nature of the what was said and what was done? And would you like us to do anything about that?
I believe the answer should be adequate, although I am curious as to why such an incident would arise. He seems to have kept to his end of the bargain. He's not broken it in any way that I can see, and I mean, we can always ask a devil. They're probably best with contract matters, but yes, as far as I understand it.
I understand that you have spoken to Mammon at a certain point, and you have been approached about certain deals that they will require you to perform for certain services. Now, we will not preclude you from pursuing those deals, but I would warn you, the fine print on a devil's contract is very, very tiny, and they tend to get you.
Yes, I mean, well, that's certainly why I wish to recover the admission fee that was left behind by Victor.
Yes, you went to the Abyss pub, I
Yes.
do remember. You probably won't need to do anything about that in terms of its admission fee. The contract in question is one that has been perused over by thousands and thousands, including oneselves. We would not have let you go in without proper due diligence on our part. You are, as long as you do not violate the tenets said in that contract specifically, you are fine. They will not use your donation for anything untoward.
Well, that's certainly reassuring. I must say, I do admire your ability to bring me to the forefront, shall we say.
I have a way with your kind and making sure that I can speak to whoever I need to.
I
at the
see.
time.
And can those ways be learned?
Is it possible to learn this power?
Oh, no. Not by you. And not at this time anyways. Not without some changes that I don't think you are prepared for or willing for. But be that as it may, we have to leave who was in charge when they came in this room. Otherwise things get a little confusing. So, back to sleep. Richtov.
Oh,
You do get a saving throw.
That dude's getting stabbed by Rick Dove one day.
16.
Not enough.
Okay,
So you,
Yeah.
in like it's almost like he kind of you
Yes.
just kind of like are in mid conversation. Did you get anything else, Victor?
No. Well, it was just. Yes, I think I was just apologising for
Oh, no worries.
for any inconvenience that I caused
No
you. Yes.
inconvenience, Victor. You are more than helpful in your capacity as an arbiter of memory. I wish you well, and I must be about my business.
Yes. Of course, there's much to be done. I'm sure.
Indeed. Take care, Victor.
Yes. Goodbye.
Does anyone else have any weeks left besides you? You've got
One
one,
week left.
two. Cool. You're done.
there's two. I also wanted to have a conversation with Monica at some point, which won't like take work week time. But it's more a role playing thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it's more appropriate for that conversation to have happened before the surgery, though. Like at the point where Monica comes to people to ask for the money.
Sure.
Like, I imagine it very much being Monica saying, like, I need this money, and people going, here is 8,000 gold, however much it was. And then as Monica, like, turns to leave, information, it requires payment. Information, it requires information.
I can't offer you an experience. That came out wrong.
Yeah, did a bunch of eye stuff.
The worst king.
No, it's information. It requires clarification on a new form of sensory input.
Go ahead.
Information. After the factory fire, it went to observe the aftermath. Information. It went to observe to see if any new memoria were created by the expenditure of magic. Information. It was observed.
It will pull out the
Poster.
poster of it. Yeah.
Oh, that came down.
Yeah, it's somewhere around.
Somewhere around.
Yeah.
I think I actually gave it to you. That's why. It's...
Yeah, I think I put it into the one of the folders. Information. Upon being discovered, it experienced new sensory input.
What reactions did this input? What
Informa-
effects happened?
Information. When the pupil has been damaged, it receives instruction that this is counterintuitive to the objective. And will sort of like pull its cloak aside, and where it got fully like stabbed through within an inch of its life, like one hit point in one hit,
Yeah.
by the dude in the factory.
Yep.
And you can see it's not healed, but the whatever.
Would been patched.
I don't think it's been patched because it doesn't repair mechanically. It's sort of like it's not healing to like a mirror finish, but it's also not healing organically. There's some kind of midpoint in there. Almost like the wood. It's not healed like flesh, but the wood has like the wood and porcelain. I think it is, isn't it, or something like that?
Wood, porcelain, and glass.
Has sort of fused to where the cut has become warped and doesn't look like a straight dagger blade anymore. So it's the appearance of healing, even if not actually healing, or vice versa. Information. This is counterproductive to the objective. Information. The sensory input indicated that this unit's presence at the factory was counterproductive to the objective.
Not while you were there, only when it came to light that.
Information. When
You were
this
being
was handed
observed.
to the people.
Okay. It sounds to me like you having an adverse reaction to being observed yourself.
Information. Yes. Information. What is this?
Have you had emotions before, to your knowledge?
Information. It does not know.
Okay. It could be a desire to not be observed, or no, a desire to not be observed would be the result of this.
Information. It was a very similar feeling to the feeling of being damaged and wishing to retreat from being damaged.
Caution? Fear? People, did you feel fear?
Information. Incorrect. Fear is the objective. Information. The objective is correct.
I mean, it sounds a little bit like fear to me.
Information. Fear is the objective. Information, this feeling was undesirable. Information, it does not desire to feel this.
No one desires to feel fear.
Information, fear is the objective.
Is the objective learning about fear? Is it obtaining fear?
It is an observer. It is a pupil.
So you want to see fear without experiencing it.
Information, it does not wish anything. Information, it wishes to see fear.
I don't know if there's anything I can roll to try and get more.
Insight, I guess.
Yeah.
If this was a TV show, I think this is when the checkers would show up, ready to take you to your thing, leaving the conversation hanging.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that would have been a 12 on insight total.
I think in that case, what I'd probably say is pupil, you can almost see it willingly enter cognitive dissonance. And will sort of clock its head completely upright and completely normally. Say, information. It has procured a list of medical personnel that will be inadvisable or advisable to seek out for your operation. And it just has no one in the good column, and in the bad column, Dr. Boris Carlyle.
Is that the guy that you
Oh yeah, that's
exactly.
not a good
Information.
place for you to
This
go.
medical professional is harvesting the life force of innocent people and selling it to other people. Have fun on your next downtime.
There you go.
Information. It would not recommend this.
Thank you, people. Please, if you see any, if information comes to light about others doing nefarious works, and
Information.
please,
Query. How will it know if activity is nefarious?
how did you come to the conclusion that this was inadvisable? Presumably, this is while we're in the checkers taxi now.
Yeah, sure.
Information. You are useful to the objective. Information. This would at least risk your death.
Let me think on this.
Yeah, I think that's where we...
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
Can you pass that to Ryan so he can take one?
I'm so sorry.
No, this is after this. It was
Oh.
for the moment when he met his father.
Oh.
Huh.
Her father,
Yeah.
sorry.
Sparkly blue.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's that. Oh, in terms of the conversation, it was hoping to have with someone. That was all I wanted to say.
Sure.
But
So,
Yeah, I fully think that people might have felt fear.
2
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks, 1 week. 2 weeks. No, 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
1 week.
1 week. 1 week, 2 weeks.
I spent 2 on 2 magic items.
Go.
To my knowledge, I've not spent any weeks.
That's true.
Yeah, that was just a conversation.
That was a conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So, unless it was a really long
Okay, so let's
conversation.
do your weeks now.
Okay.
How long was Victor out?
Yeah, not that long.
Wakes back up and there's a beard. And you go, "Where'd you-" No,
Move.
And whose kidneys are these?
Oh no. Okay.
Okay, so the first 2 weeks, or the first half of each of the 4 weeks,
Sure.
is probably the better way of putting this.
Oh, God, yes.
Um,
You only have 4 weeks.
Yes,
You don't
so-
get bonus.
Yeah, time is a finite thing.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks are spent as Victor,
Yep. Sure.
and he will be bringing potions.
Sure.
So I can't remember what the rules are for creating health potions.
They are relatively simple.
That's in PHB, I think, as well.
Yeah, because mine keeps defaulting to the 2024 version and says, you need to buy this book. And I was like, no, stop it.
What sort of healing potion?
Probably basic ones.
A regular healing potion costs you 1 day's worth of work.
Oh,
So you'll be
okay.
able to make it.
Okay.
And 25 gold.
Well, again, that's okay. And what's the next one up? Sorry.
Superior is a week and is 100 gold. Sorry, greater. Greater is a week and is 100 gold.
And that's like 44 plus 4.
Mm-hmm. I have some up here. Regular.
And it goes up then 3 weeks and 4 weeks if you want even more.
Yeah, well, he's only got 2 weeks, although he doesn't know that. But yes.
So what do you want?
Can I have? Okay, so can he create 1 greater healing potion?
Sure.
He will create 7 basic health potions, but 3 of them will be distributed to the local clinic in the.
So you have 4 less for you.
Yes, so there's 1 for each party member.
So that's that one. That's
Lovely.
44, and then I don't have enough for you to have that many
Yeah,
regular ones, but
So,
it'll give you an idea of how much. That way you can use them
But yeah.
as you want.
But yeah, every player will get a basic health potion.
Nice.
So, yeah. So was it how much? So that was 100 gold, and then for the basic ones, was that 5 gold? Did you say?
25 for basic, 100 for...
Okay, so 25 times 7, so that's 175, if my maths is correct, plus the...
Yeah.
So that's 275 gold.
275 leaves.
Sorry,
No,
leaves.
that's okay.
Sorry, yes. Gone.
So that's your 2 weeks spent, or is that just 1 week spent?
That's 2 weeks. So 1 week on the greater, and then 1 week on the 7 individual ones. 3 of which will be handed out to the local clinic to help for anyone who needs it. Cool. In the second half, so there is, because I originally said I didn't want magic item, and then I had a look.
You changed your mind? Yeah. Fair enough.
So there is such a thing as a dagger of venom.
There is.
Rather than looking for that, is it possible to have that attunement to add that to his secret rapier?
Ooh, to upgrade a magic item.
Yeah. I mean, currently the weapon itself isn't magic.
Right.
It's just a basic. I mean, granted, it's a hidden blade. If it's not, then I will just look for the dagger.
Okay.
Looking for an Assassin's Creed blade.
Yes.
A very relevant question I had, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
We when we were fighting the Red Noses in the hallway, the dude who we then interrogated and people tried to kill, when he tried to stab Monica, you mentioned on the recording that when I listened back that it was coated in poison when he struck the wall. Was that a vial of poison he poured on it, or was that a dagger of venom? Because we still have the dagger.
That was a vial of venom that we poured onto it. Yeah. They didn't have any magic items. Sadly.
Yeah.
You have to ask.
You can make a charisma, the persuasion check, to try and find somebody. Depending on how high you roll, as to what will occur.
Cool. Because it's 1 week per magic item. Yes.
Correct.
Because the other one that he would like to look for is a poison that he can apply to a blade.
Sure.
So.
I guess we do, yeah, because they have priorities. Yep.
If they're not available, they're not available.
No, Jesus Christ, this is the one setting where poisons would be everywhere.
Yeah. So,
Maybe some funky new poisons.
I just duct tape a snake to a great axe.
yeah. Bow. And
Dwarven engineering.
what was the max amount of money that I can chuck towards this?
1,000 leaves to give you a plus 10.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Because Victor does not have the money that we stole from the orphans. Someone else does. And he does not care about spending it. 29 for the
Which one?
dagger of venom, because that was the one I named first.
Oh, lovely.
You are looking for somebody who will enchant a magical item and turn it into a dagger of venom. Basically, is what you're trying to do.
Well, actually, can I look for the... he'll want to keep his presence secret, so yes, that is what he will do.
That's what you do. Okay, cool.
I mean, you helped Monica. If you want Monica to disguise herself,
Victor helped Monica.
you're right. This is very
yeah, you're right.
Richtov is concerned that you have some positive morality.
No, that's fine. Don't explain anymore.
I will say that
So
Rowan
you
will
know-
also help you as I help you dispose of the body.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Pupil will help anyone do anything. After all, information, it's here to help.
Yeah, I mean, he is very tempted
It's a
to.
colon or a comma?
Information, yes.
Would he ask for help? Yeah, he would test the waters. I think he would wait until you're unconscious.
Yeah, I'm out of commission for a week.
Yeah, he knows that you've gone in for surgery. So, yes. Should we go shopping again? I have some
To both of us.
to both of you. Yes, I have some very specific items in mind.
Information, yes.
Perfect. Let us walk down the darkest alley we can find.
Excellent.
Which item are you looking for first?
So it's going to be the dagger of venom.
Dagger first. And you roll 29.
Correct.
So you are looking for somebody who will do something on the sly and as quietly as possible. And
Yes,
it's the
indeed.
three of you together, right?
Correct.
I'll be disguised self. Disguise self.
One of you roll me d20.
Someone else.
Anyone.
I've rolled d20s for everyone else.
2.
Someone else roll for me. Yay!
That's fine. So, Richtov. You find you roll really high, so you find a back alley dealer of it's kind of a blacksmith stroke enchanter. He kind of does a little bit of everything. He looks at you as you come in. He knows he can smell money on you. He goes, "What are you buying? What are you looking for?"
I am
Don't
looking.
make the joke.
Second, sorry?
Just know I'm saying it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a modification, and he'll put the cane on the floor, click the button so the blade comes out, and he goes, "Such a hassle to have to poison this every time. It would be."
I will have cast Detect Thoughts for service thoughts on this guy.
You get a kind of
It's not immediately relevant of what he's thinking, but
he's kind of getting a kind of like, this guy's got money, but he's walking in a way that says he knows how to use the blade. Right. Fair price for this one. And it's kind of like just going through those thoughts. And he's like looking at the art. He kind of like gives you a side eye of the artifacts and you. And I have to roll dice. I hadn't done any dice yet. Ooh, a big wood dice.
ooh,
Okay.
great tree wood.
I would.
Without seeing the number, can I have a look at that? Oh, nice. That's a nice dice.
Big wood dice. Okay, we'll look at it. He takes a quick look at Rylan, but doesn't kind of clock anything about him. Just kind of like, that's a big guy. Right. Yeah, fair price. Yes, I can do for you. You'll need to leave it with me for a few days.
Okay. Do you... He's gonna know it's gone missing. It's certainly problematic.
Ooh, it's a rare one.
If Victor asks what happened to his cane, will you tell him that Monitor wanted to look it over or something like that?
Information. If Victor asks for the location of his cane, it will state that Monitor needed it for some reason.
Close enough.
It will quote you exactly.
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah.
Monitor needs it for some reason or something like that.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Yes. But,
Another secret for me to keep.
of course.
Stacking up.
Yes. Yes, I'll certainly Do let me know when you want to cash that in.
Of course.
Excellent.
A pleasure doing business.
Yes.
You pay him.
Yeah.
You need to pay him. So roll 2d10 for me, please.
4, 6.
You need to pay him 10,000 leaves.
Done.
Is that 4 and a 6 or 4 and a 2?
4 and a 6.
4 and a 6.
10,000 leaves.
So that's where the money went.
Yep.
So pleased the orphanage money is going to good use.
They weren't using it. They're not now.
The three of you turn around and go to leave this place. Two of you get out the door first. As you go to exit the door, you cannot leave.
Huh. So when you say I cannot leave, as in there's a forceful barrier, or my legs physically won't take me over the threshold?
Your legs will not move.
Will they move back into the shop?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Did you forget something?
No. Yes. A minor disagreement with management. Okay. Will he have worked that out? Yes. Someone's not cooperating. That's not a problem. It's a problem for later. Okay. Rather than modifying the weapon, do you sell one that is already pre-charmed, just a simple dagger or
Of
something
course,
like that?
if that is what you desire, I can make that happen, but I don't understand what is going on here.
Yeah, no need to worry about the details.
There you go. I will have, it is quite a common item. There are several that use them in the capacity that you are intending. So I even have one in stock. This blade.
Yes, I will take that one.
Drops it on, it's a dagger.
Cool, I will take that instead. What's the price of that one then?
Same as the other one.
Okay. Do you stock poisons at all?
Roll me the persuasion check for the next one.
Yeah. No.
And do you want to spend?
So, does this place look like it would be a good?
Yeah, it would spell self. Because they're selling the dagger, they probably have. In order to make it, there is some kind of process.
Then he will spend the. Oh, I've already put that down there. Yeah. Can I also use his inspiration to?
Yeah, it's technically inspiration is on the person, not the character. It's a funny thing like that.
So Mike has inspiration rather than...
Mike has inspiration, not Victor.
You can have Joe's though.
Okay, really good point. I haven't used it on either of them, but that's a really solid note moving forward.
Yeah.
Because I will stop ticking.
Yeah,
because I've been trying to keep track of who's used
it
what.
never comes up.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Except when it comes up.
Yeah.
Okay, so depending that's a 20 total.
20 total. That puts you in the... Where does that put you in the categories? That puts you in the rare category, exactly. So it won't get you purple worm or wyvern. Are you looking for injury poisons? Or are you looking for other things?
Ooh. Well, he's going to get a blade that will do poison damage. So, yeah, maybe paralysis, if that's such a thing.
So, drow poison will put people to sleep.
That'll work.
So that is 200.
When Brad was asking about injury poisons or not, that would you like something that you put in someone's food?
So it's injury
category.
ingested or inhaled.
Yeah, injury. There's actually there's a contact
touch one as well.
Contact.
Contact as well. Yeah. So ingested, inhaled, contact, injury. Injury of the. Yeah. That's
Can I go ingested and then?
Sure.
I
think the one you probably want is Midnight Tears.
Nah.
Because that's in the rare category of cost. Because unfortunately, poisons don't have a rarity.
Can I just buy a bunch of cadmium? That'll do the job.
That'll do the job. Okay, yes. So Midnight Tears. No, that's not a good one.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not a good one.
Potassium.
Mm.
Cesium.
You want an ingested poison.
Yeah.
Cesium, I hardly knew.
It won't anymore.
I like to keep my options open.
No. If you search for
Nice
just
band,
torpor,
like
that's
the
not going to get me what I want. Yep, that's what you want. Torpor. The torpor poison. He pulls out a small little, one of those little paper things that they use to hold alchemy ingredients. He opens it up for you. Put this in somebody's food, drink, kind of whatever, really.
Perfect.
Make sure they eat the whole thing. And then in about 4-5 hours, something like that, they will be incapacitated.
Perfect.
That is 600 leaves.
Cool. Can I buy 2 of them, or has he only got 1 in stock?
Make me a persuasion check.
18.
Sure. Yes, 2 of them.
Do Richtov and Victor have the same stat line?
Ooh.
Or has it been shuffled? Or you don't have to tell me if that's a secret, but...
So
There would be visible noses.
there are very physical differences.
Yeah,
so Richtov will happily walk without a cane. He can run. He's much
But
more.
he doesn't seem as smart as Victor, for example.
Yes. He doesn't seem quite as smart. But yeah, he seems to be certainly stronger and more dexterous than. But possibly about the same level of street smarts.
Cool.
He certainly looks healthier than Victor as well. Cool. I banded that. And did you say I can add the dagger right away?
Yes.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah, one for you.
Has that actually? Sorry, let me just check that that's actually added to report. Yes, perfect. And just to confirm, it is the dagger of venom, right? That I'm adding.
Correct.
Cool. Perfect. Thank you.
Can you take another one of these?
Oh, thank you.
For the incident with the not being able to leave.
Cool. Interesting.
You have a lot there, Mike.
How many you got, buddy?
6 now.
5.
Yeah.
I don't know what's good for me.
Dagger of venom.
You don't know what's bad for you either at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I just don't know anything.
Yeah, I think they're all.
Cool.
I think they're all blue as well, so that's either really good or really bad. But oh well, as you say,
5 now.
as you say, the consequences to our actions won't be found out until later. So,
It may not even be for you.
yeah.
That's true.
So
Very well.
he'll collect his items. Can he now leave the shop?
The second you collect your items, you can leave.
Cool, perfect. Sorry about that, gentlemen.
Impulse purchase?
Yes, let's call it that.
Surface thoughts.
Yeah, so I assume there's literally no save against that.
Not the surface license.
No.
No, not the surface.
More just like emotional state. Is it Richtov, first
Yes,
of all?
yes.
And is he pissed off about that?
Yes, he's.
Can you tell where the anger is directed as well?
I might leave that up to Mike, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's directed purely at Victor.
Could you use that to follow the direction to speak to Victor while Victor is incapacitated?
I don't have telepathy.
So it's one of those where
Sense Victor.
it is an annoying. So it is a frustrating situation that has now become growingly problematic, and actions need to be taken.
Yeah.
And there is a growing anger and resentment.
There's a resolution in there.
Yes. As he's saying this, because this is literally what I was about to ask, it then will add further context to the question that he's about to ask. No, it's fine. Yes, sorry about that. Minor disagreement with management, shall we say. If you had to pick a side, was there a preference?
Information. He does not care.
As good as any other answer. How about you, Raylan?
Joe really likes Victor.
Yeah. Because I don't believe that my counterpart would really see. I can't see him returning any of the favours. I don't know if that's a.
I mean, he gave me a magic item yesterday. So
yes, we
on,
did.
on the scales, it seems to be you're not doing so well, I'm afraid. That's not to say I want to weigh in at this point, but
It's certainly unfortunate. But yes, well, if there's certainly anything that I can do to tip the
scales in the other direction.
yes, I would be most interested.
Trying to decide if I want to reveal some information to people.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do.
Mhm.
Because of something he's doing. You were still detect thoughts?
Yeah.
You were detect thoughts the whole time, right? While they were in there?
Yeah.
There was no thought from anyone except Richtov when he got stopped at the door. But you didn't get a thought from Richtov of, I should stop either.
Okay. Cool.
There's a lack of information, I guess. So, take with you with it.
That's
But pupil is something.
It's an
that
interesting
you know.
question, but bear with me. Yeah. What was the last thing Richtov said?
If there's anything that he can do to tip the scales
Okay.
in his favour, do let him know.
I think probably people will just file that away for now.
Yeah.
I think Joe wants a little time to mull that over as well, perhaps between weeks. So,
Do you think you're going to get a choice to do that?
Well, I certainly don't intend to remain here passively.
information. You are a criminal.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you have a legal influence over the authorities?
A legal influence?
Information. It believes you are unlikely to have legal influence over the authorities. Information. You are not a judge. Information. Or a magistrate.
No, I'm none of those things. I try to avoid them. By...
Information. It desires to have the Green Cloak stop following it. Information.
Oh,
and then pulls out the...
Oh, I see. There's more than one way to... Yeah. Yes. Yes. Well, presumably that record will be kept somewhere. If we can get in and remove that entry.
Does that sound right that it would just... I mean, surely people would know they were seeking me. Is it as simple as destroying a record?
If you could make an...
Not necessarily destroy the record, perhaps mark it as complete. So that the bounty has already been claimed.
So,
File the addition. File
I'd say
additional
roll an
paperwork.
investigation check.
Yeah.
And anyone can roll this, basically. Well, except you.
Yeah, no, it's unconscious.
Inspiration. Destiny point because I rolled a 5 and a 4.
Sure.
That's out of the fucking train. It was good. That's a natural 1. I'm going to expend my coin.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's another natural 1.
Would you like
Yes,
my
please.
inspiration?
Yes, please.
Go for it.
Wow. How many-
That's way better. 23. Oh, that was a lot of reason.
That's going on the stats table.
the original thought that Richtov had around, there's just a record somewhere, we can just get rid of it. It kind of falls apart when you realize that though that wanted poster probably exists in a whole shitload of places.
Yeah.
Because remember, that board represents the things
Every
you see
board,
as you
yeah.
walk along. So there, and you probably have seen one or two of your own posters up. You're not a big enough criminal for them to plaster it all over the place.
I've been removing them every time I've seen one.
Given enough time, that alone, given the low cost of your
Bounty, etc.
your bounty, might just be enough to get rid of it. If you just lay
I
low.
think Raylan would suggest that you could always just do nothing, and passivity is the key to remaining anonymous. It is like a memory, it will fade over time.
Information. Its memory does not fade.
Your
The
memory does
city's
not.
memory.
Yes. The city's memory is malleable. Besides, they're looking for a particular face. Before I was rudely cut off.
For example, you will see a lot more of the artist. A lot more of them.
Yeah. Yes. Before I was rudely interrupted the night that we first met. I believe you physically looked like someone else.
Information. Correct.
Yes. So just surely continue to disguise yourself.
does that align with if... So, the in-character question I'm asking is, does that sound right? The out-of-character question is, will heat gradually reduce like a wanted level over time? So, it's a really interesting question. Because
I would say if you maintain your disguise the entire time, now knowing what you know, because you've done a check to kind of figure out, hey, this is how the heat works, that satisfies the requirement for the... what is it? Goals.
Yeah.
That will bring it down if you go, if I just don't look like me, you're not high. You don't have the star rating enough for them to send the radar people after you to go tracking you constantly.
I love that. In that case, I think it would occur to people to try and change its appearance physically in addition to magically.
Okay.
Could it then...
New faceplate. New fascia.
Actually, faceplate is a wonderful idea. I was thinking just new clothes, but could it buy a new faceplate for itself?
Of course it could. In the same way that you can buy any magic item, you would need to have it crafted because you're an artifact. You're very special, and an artifact's faceplate is unique.
Could it instead get a mask?
Yes.
Like a physical mask?
Yes. That's much
I would
cheaper.
like to do that. And not just because it's cheaper, but because this means I can go away and decide what face I want the people to have.
Ooh. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
That's fine. That's not something you need to spend any weeks for either.
Okay,
Just
cool.
Go get it done.
Yeah.
Sure.
It will get some new
You
threads.
spent your weeks. You got one.
One left.
And you've got one.
2, I think.
Oh, maybe you get two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
As Joe's turn, happy to
Let's go
go
with it.
first.
Please allow me to consult my...
I think you've done most of yours now.
Yeah. I've got the items. Find out where the message was coming from. Was in there. Have the conversation I've done. And yeah, that one. I think I would like to spend... What is the check you need to hit on a persuasion to get a rare item?
I think it's 20. Oh, any random rare item or
No, a particular
specific one? 25,
Rare
I think.
I thought it was 20 because uncommon
Oh, 20,
was
yes,
15,
you're right.
rare was
20.
20.
Okay. In terms of stuff that is only going to take hours, I will cast the Commune with Shade
Sure.
on the lady who was killed by the Physica. I can't remember what her name was, Madge or something. And I think we'll summon her shade, wait the time over the 24 hours. And see what pops up. And if she pops up.
I think her name was Sybil.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Sybil, because I used to... Okay.
So, yeah, the questions will be along the lines of
Sybil
what
and
did it
Ghost.
feel like to dive? What
Die.
What did it feel like to die that particular way?
Sybil, okay.
Yeah. And any last requests, because that seems to be something that people should say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you commune with Shade for Sybil.
Yeah.
And no one comes.
Interesting.
In enough time for you to realize that they're not coming. Because it's like 24 hours, they should
Yeah.
be here. Nobody's come.
Okay.
But it's just like a call out into the void and...
Things don't have to respond, yeah.
Correct.
How about Ghost?
You reach out to Ghost. You have to know their name, right?
Yes. I only have the name they chose, whether that counts.
And there is no response.
Okay, that's absolutely fine.
There are times where I wish I could give more information for specific reasons, but
That's
I can't.
completely fine, yeah. If Richtov or Victor is willing to help with another week of magic item looking, just for the hell of it, it's a lot unlikely, but trying to find a Pearl of Power, which I believe is rare.
Yeah, they are rare.
Victor will happily help because he also has a question for people, but we can go.
Sure.
Do you want me to roll first?
Either way. It will help you either way, so.
Ooh, that's 17 on the dice.
So it's plus 3.
Plus 3 base persuasion, so that's
20.
Ace. How much is it?
Rare is 2d10.
I'll let you roll.
It's 11. I can't afford that.
Yeah, it's 1100.
It's 1100 or 11,000.
11,000 is it?
Yeah, 11,000. I was about to say. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Are you short by any amount?
I'm short by 5,000. Yeah, that's fine.
Victor does not have an.
No. This was a icing on the cake thing.
That's your week's done.
Can we pause for a moment? When you are short of money and Victor doesn't have enough, can I make a whiz save to try and break through as Richtov to give the money to Pupil so that Pupil owes him a favour?
Ooh.
And it's entirely fine if not, because the mechanic for that hasn't fully been established. But
I think the mechanic for we kind of looked at is Victor feeling like he's inadequate or failing. I don't think him not having
I
money.
don't think it was
that's entirely fine.
It's very much the current conscious gets pushed down, as opposed to the other one reaching out.
Yes.
Okay.
If that had been 4 on the dice, is what I was hoping for. Yeah.
So that's 1.
That's 1 of my 2 remaining, I think.
Sure.
Yes. Pupil.
Yes.
From my understanding, you will answer any question honestly, regardless of
Information, yes.
Yes. What can you tell me about Richtov?
Information. Richtov is a being that seems to temporarily occupy your being. Information. Richtov is a violent criminal.
Oh, so he's not a good person then.
Information. It does not know.
Oh, I see. Has he killed anybody?
Information. I believe he has killed many people. It believes he has killed many people.
Oh.
Information. It also believes that he enjoys killing people.
Oh dear.
Query. Do you enjoy killing people?
No, it's horrible. Yes, it's appalling. I'd only do it in self-defense. God, the time. Did I murder children?
Information. It does not believe so.
Oh.
Should it believe so? That's a
No,
memory.
no.
This was about the hamburgers.
Yes, Victor broke through at the point that he was going to murder the children. So,
In that case, people will share
yes.
exactly that. Information. Richtov was attempting to murder the children to silence them.
God.
Information. You reappeared at that moment.
Oh. Yes, I did feel something was terribly wrong, but I had no memory. Oh, okay. Does Richtov suffer the same thing where he has memory lapses?
Joe believes that Richtov is aware the whole time. Information. Richtov has informed me that he is aware the whole time.
Yes, well, this probably needs to end.
Information. He also believes that.
I see. We have a race of sorts on that. Is he winning?
Information. It does not know.
Yeah. Yes. Has this sort of thing ever happened ever before? That you have encountered?
Could I make some kind of history check, Brad?
Yeah.
God, I think that was good as well. I'll cock it. 15. Why can't I just roll in the tray?
Where two people share the same body, something that you would be. So in a weird way, yourself, I think you would kind of make that connection. There is a kind of
That's a really good point.
There's kind of a similarity there, especially if you think about very recently where you had that kind of very large wave come up.
Information. It contains multitudes.
Oh, I see. And does one exude power over another, or is it a hive mind?
It issues commands. Information. It obeys.
It issues commands and it obeys. How does the command issuer issue its commands?
Information. It does not understand the question.
No, I don't think I do either. Yes. Food for thought. Yes. Yes. If I look like I'm not me and about to murder somebody, could you intervene?
Information. Yes.
Yes, especially if it's a child or someone vulnerable or something.
Information. Yes. It
Yes.
will be able to intervene.
Yes, thank you. Obviously, if the body, obviously if the body is about to be killed, like myself or this Richthof character, please don't intervene to allow me to die. That would certainly not be. I might need to write some of these rules down. Yes, well,
Your request has been granted.
yes. Good, I think. Yes, just don't let me kill any children. Yes.
Information. Request granted.
Yes.
Again, he really should have specified he shouldn't let Rector kill any children either.
Yeah. No.
Very well.
Cool. That's fine. Cool. Do you need a hand looking for anything else?
Information. It is attempting to discover who is leaving secret messages in the newspaper.
Oh.
And that was my last week.
Yes.
Tilting at that bloody windmill.
I think it's an investigation check for that one, because that's a lore secret.
Natural 20. Lady Luck has given me 4 knees to the rattlers in a row, and she turns out and plants a tender kiss on this motherfucker.
Alright. Where is that one?
Maybe she thinks that's your kink.
Research. There we are. You learn 2 pieces of lore. So you know the name of the people, these groups who are doing it is
Yeah.
the Unseen.
The unseen.
There are hallmarks in the magic that lead you to believe that these are the only people who could do this. The other piece of lore you learn is that they are leaving books everywhere. Magical books that replicate themselves in order to educate the populace of magic.
To educate them with magic.
To educate them about magic and how to use it.
About or
How to
in its
it,
use?
How to use it.
Okay.
Specifically, there are children's books that can only be seen by children with magic who have magical potential.
Now, Pupil is about 1.5 years old and has magic. Does that count?
He can see the books for what they really are, and he can see. So they look like children's books, like a children's story.
See Spot Run.
And something like that, but they always change. They're always different. The magic that ensorcels them, specifically, this is like a big lore you kind of gained, allows them to duplicate themselves, to change their own writing, to make it difficult for the collegiate to find them. And occasionally they will locate some of them, but they will never been able to get rid of all of them. And that's how there are
It's
children.
spreading.
And that's how it's spreading, and that's how there are children who have magic that is unlicensed to keep them out of the collegiate's hands.
See Spot, prestidigitate. Prestidigitate, Spot, prestidigitate.
Do I get any information from the books in actual spellcasting terms?
The spells that are in the books specifically are very simple. They're things like how to properly hold your hands so that you don't cast magic on yourself. It's
the
written in-
instructional manual rather than like a spell book.
It's instructional manual on how to make sure that spells always go out. It's kind of also guidance on making sure kids don't cast spells on their parents or other children. It's this kind of level of stuff.
How not to get caught.
How not to get caught. Yeah, it's a lot of things. And you do see... So, okay, I will give you one thing. There are instructions for how to cast the cantrips like Minor Illusion. Like other, like kind of similar spells. Like stuff that's like, you can hide things with this. You can hide yourself with this. That kind of stuff. It's kind of that kind of vein. So if you want to take that as inspiration for a spell of first level or higher, by all means.
That's, yeah, I don't know what... God, that's such a wide open possibility.
The book, I will say, that investigation is enough to find one of these books. it's not enough to understand the magics behind it, and there are some potent magics behind the books themselves.
My thought process in brief here is that could not be a more perfect gift for pupil, which is something that doesn't understand either itself or its magic any more than a child does. So with that, I think pupil would use it to learn a spell that it wants to learn, rather than what it wants it to learn.
Sure.
I have no idea what that would be.
Sure.
I think... Victor, will Victor be accompanying pupil through this sort of investigation?
If he's allowed, yeah. Between his... Because I assume he can kind of brew on the go, as it were.
Yeah, I'll let you do that, sure.
I think then what will happen is, as we discover this, pupil will, in hushed tones, relate to Victor what this book is and what it is used for, and say that it could be used to scribe a spell. And how would it say this in character? Information. In order to scribe a spell from this, it must find a potent source.
A potent source of what?
Information. For previous spells. And I think it will cast magic on Victor that would be offensive if it had like meaning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the it's like the hold person from the.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So it will show you what it feels like to get like bystander affected from the not the memoria, but the potent source from the artist, that kind of thing.
Anyway.
Information. Previous spells have been rooted in fear. Information. This presents the possibility. The magic could be scribed from something other than the objective.
Yes. Well, I mean...
A query. What would you recommend?
Well, I mean, something other than fear. I mean, does people gain enjoyment from anything else?
Information. It does not gain enjoyment.
I see.
Query. From what do you gain enjoyment?
Oh, well, I enjoy helping others. I mean, I mean these potions that I'm brewing up, I obviously plan to hand them out to you all and help the community.
Could I make the argument, Brad,
Mm-hmm.
that as Victor is handing around like stuff, we're going to like a hospital or something,
Yeah.
that there is some kind of like charity worker who's handing out sweets to kids?
Yeah, sure.
Could I use that to learn Nether's mischief?
That spell.
It's the fairy dragon one, which you can fill an area with like gumdrops and shit, and the smell of apple pie.
Sure.
Yeah, you will see pupil like using its fingers to scribe in like patterns, and you can see like magical stuff as this is its spell work effectively on its skin, and then it will cast this spell into a crowd, and you'll see like drops of treacle and stuff that are. This is a memoria based in joy, not in fear.
Yeah.
And suddenly it will lose concentration, turn you, look you with their information. It is angry.
Oh. Why did the spell not work? I mean,
Information. The spell worked.
yes. Well, then why is it angry?
Information. This is unpalatable to it.
I see. That's you actually find distaste in joy. Yeah.
Are you
Information.
making the children happy?
Yeah.
The wave swells. And
It was making the children happy before it lost concentration.
yeah. When you are making the children happy, you can feel the waves swell. The largest voice in the group. And having another time, it is not the largest, it is the youngest, and thus not the most lost in the sea.
Mm.
And when the concentration fades, the wave drops down again.
Information. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go for that. That one's not what I want. It is. I can't even tell. God, I actually can't tell. Blue, I think. Blue? Yeah. Yeah, it's blue.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Information. It has received instruction not to use this spell. Information. The memory is unpalatable.
Yes. Perhaps it's a case of reframing everything because or it certainly feeds off fear. But it seems to have fed off like immediate fear. Perhaps we could find a longer term food source. I mean, the world around us is filled with corrupt individuals and those working for personal gain. Whereas,
Information. It has decided to continue using the spell.
oh,
Brad, could you come up with a moderately bad consequence for the people?
A moderately bad consequence. What is visiting the consequence?
It is. For disobedience.
Interesting.
This could be knock me down to 0 hit points. It could. I don't. Yeah.
No, a moderately bad one. That's something that people would care about, though. That the wave would care about.
Because this will be an internal or if bodily integral thing rather than anything else. Because that's what it actually has control about.
Sure.
Because the only way it affects the actual world is pupil.
Yeah. But it can make people do things. So I think what happens is the faceplate of pupil cracks,
Mm-hmm.
and now there is 2 eyes instead of 1.
Well played, sir.
yes.
So you can see more.
Yes.
Maybe we don't reframe this at all, and yes, you've developed a second eye.
I should stress it is not as our eyes are.
Mm.
There is a central eye, and there is one kind of
It's like there and there now.
Yeah,
Because I have a
like kind of-
cyclopean eye in the middle.
I was going
and
to
now it's
clarify,
like
you have an eye and then you have an actual eye.
So I have an eye hole that is built as standard for the artifacts, and now there is just another one has erupted through kind of thing. I love that.
But is that a permanent fleshy eye? Or is that also changing
It
as pupil
changes as pupils does, but
Yeah.
it is more prominent.
This one is one that is sometimes an artifact is like red light bulb eye. This is always going to be gooey.
His particular model of artifacts has that kind of thing.
Perfect.
Yes, you appear to have
Blink, blink.
sprouted a second eye there. Yes. Well, yes, I was going to reframe this, but by bringing joy into the world, we're sparking fear into those who would bring misery into it. But, yes, I fear if we continue down this course, you may become more eye than face. Yes. Shall we leave?
Information. Yes.
Good. Good.
Lovely.
Cool. So that's the end.
That's
of your
my
weeks.
fine.
And now Monica.
I'm off to the Red Lantern.
All right. You want to go find the Red Lantern?
I want to go find the Red Lantern.
I need an investigation check then.
Is this before or after you've recovered?
After I've recovered.
Yeah, after she's recovered. Yeah.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
That's only 11.
You do get 1 piece of lore because 11 is enough to get you that. In your investigations of the Red Lantern, you find and discover that it moves. It is not a fixed location, which would have made it easier to locate. It is something that shifts and moves around.
Is that shifting moving magical in nature? Or is it a case of they just open up shop somewhere for a bit and then move on?
You're not sure.
Okay.
You know, I'll give you this for free. You know that your current condition, now that you can breathe properly, does not preclude you from going inside of it. It It's not a magical item that causes it. It is something else.
Okay.
So it's not like you go into an extra space, create an item, and go pop.
Cool. Good to
But
know.
you know it moves around. I'll give you one other thing, because this is very well known. The Red Lantern is a specifically antithetical to the Gilded Cage, which is, as you come back in, realizing you've kind of failed to locate, you are handed the dossier to the Ebony Key, which will take you to the Gilded Cage. If you'd like to get the dossier out. I believe it is that time. As the four of you kind of enter the library on the appointed day, and I realize I've made a mistake on the day. It's actually July. You were in June.
Yeah.
I realize I've made a mistake on that one as well, which is irritating.
We
It should be June 4th.
didn't waste June in any sort of way.
But yes, this is the current newspaper for the month.
Ooh. Is that in colour and double-sided, I see?
That one is colour and double-sided. You don't have any. Don't feel the need to read it right now, so there's no walk on it. And the backside is mostly advertisements, to be fair, as most of them are.
Shall I read this out?
Yeah, if you wish to do so.
The Ebony Key, case number D16720. Client Rika?
Raven.
I was trying to read the first one, but yeah, it's Raven Cantor. Client 2, Ember.
Ember. That's right.
Okay, I have thoughts. There's a specific organisation that names all their...
There it is.
Yeah, okay.
Could just be coincidence.
Sure. Item description. The Ebony Key is first and foremost a piano key taken from a grand piano. It is black in colour, with a smooth and glossy surface. The defining feature of this key is the intricate gold filigree patterns delicately etched onto its surface, creating a striking contrast with the dark ebony backdrop. Those that have seen the key up close are few and far between, but those that have reported it that it seems to feel alien and almost alive. Last known location. The key was last sighted attached to a piano inside the Gilded Cage, a bordello/entertainment house that serves much of Arbor's upper class with delights that are beyond the norm. Last known owner, the Maven. He is the leader of the Songbirds, who operate within the Gilded Cage, but his real identity remains a mystery even from us. Most who enter the Gilded Cage as employees end their ties with their mundane names and instead take on monikers. This Maven is no exception. Monikers.
Monikers.
Dial into my Doris.
Ear, moniker.
Suspected etherical properties. As far as we know, none. Although much of the magic of the Gilded Cage comes from somewhere, so perhaps it is at least in part responsible for the strange and wondrous nature of the place. Known complications. We are aware that the Maven died this morning, making asking him questions about the key's disappearance more difficult than usual.
But not impossible.
In addition, the Songbirds have requested that information about the Maven's death be kept to a strict need-to-know basis, as they don't want to cause a panic. The Gilded Cage is a well-respected establishment. I'm not sure what that word is.
Is that grave? Is it severe?
Something that you comport. Oh, ensure, there we go. Ensure that you comport yourself in an appropriate manner that conveys respect at all times. Furthermore, the cage is in a lockdown state. Everyone that was present in the cage at the time of the Maven's passing is unable to leave the establishment. Note that this job comes to us directly from the Maven, triggered by their demise. We must answer to the sequence of events that was set into motion by his passing. 2 attachments, a photo of Ember and picture of Raven. Probably still in there.
Mm-hmm.
Have we got an Agatha Christie this? People,
Every sentence I am more and more enthused about this.
I'm so fucking enthused right now.
Additional notes. While the ethereal properties of the key remain unknown, we are aware of its more mundane characteristics. The key represents ownership of the gilded cage, and is used in the rite of succession for the songbirds. The two clients mentioned in the brief each have a claim to the key. Thus, it is upon us to determine who, if any, should be allowed to take on ownership of the key, and thus ownership of the cage. We've taken note of the potential scenario that the Maven's demise might not have been due to natural causes. If, in fact, it was a murder, our prime suspects would be individuals from within the clientele, though the Gilded Cage and the Maven both have enemies aplenty. Hardly a novel thing in this city. Furthermore, considering the Maven's close association with the Arbiter, we harbour the desire to uncover the perpetrator behind the Maven's demise, should there be one. To spur this investigation, a bonus of 1,000 leaves will be paid if the Maven's murder is successfully brought to light.
That should read 10,000 leaves, actually. Sorry, I just did the numbers later on.
A bonus of 10,000 leaves will be paid if the Maven's murder is successfully brought to light. It should also be noted that while Ember is part of the lockdown of the Gilded Cage, Raven has been placed on temporary leave and told to stay at home while the location of the key is investigated. Raven's address is available in the attachment on the back of her photograph.
Yes.
Query, what is the nature of your relationship with the Maven?
He is a close, personal friend that I have known for a very long time.
Information. It will ask the Maven if it has any message for you.
If you are attempting to contact their soul via means, unfortunately you will be unable to. The Maven is just a moniker. It is not their true name.
Query. If we were able to ascertain the actual name of the Maven, would we be able to?
If you were able to do such a thing, then yes. There is no insight check needed. I think
He doesn't think that you...
He knows. It's not he thinks, he knows that's impossible.
Okay.
Though, why? There's a certainty there that is beyond reproach. It's not a case of doubting your abilities or anything that nature.
He's had his true name cut off or something.
Something of that nature. Or something akin to that. Something like, this is actually physically impossible.
I'm asking this out of character just so that I understand. So the ebony key has been stolen.
It's missing.
Or it's missing, yes.
And it is needed for the rite of succession for someone to become the new...
The new Maven.
Yeah.
And
So
whoever
Maven is
give
the
it-
title.
Yes, Maven is the title and the name.
So, yes.
And we'll be our job is to find the key, give it to one of these two, whichever we decide,
Correct.
and they will become the new leader.
Or to no one.
Or to no one. Or to someone who's not one of those two, and that person becomes...
I know who we should give it to. Franklin the Bank Teller.
Oh my god, yeah.
I was thinking he's Raven.
You want a Raven Maven?
I'd make a great Maven. Though I don't think I'd like the mask.
So just to clarify, so you had a set of instructions, the job, as it were, that would be
Indeed.
carried out upon the Maven's death.
Of course.
So presumably, the key would have been somewhere, or had he anticipated that it was already stolen?
I would have presumed it would have been in the hands of the Maven himself or within the piano. However, the fact that there's not a new Maven leads me to believe that that is not the case.
Yes, I'm just trying to establish. So were there conditions on the job? So for example, in the event of my demise and the key is missing, please find the key. Or was it a case of, in the event of my demise, please deliver the key, which should be here too?
You are very clever, and you have done very well to understand how magic operates, and you are a very good magical researcher. You are correct. There are conditions on the spell that required us to understand exactly what the state of the key and the state of play was. The fact that there is no new Maven is what triggered this job in the first place. The fact that there is no new Maven means that the key must be missing.
I
To
see.
clarify, did they ask us to come here at this date?
Yes.
How much notice did we get?
Not much.
Yes.
So you
We
were like,
did see like an ebony key dossier.
that might have been in preparation for the triggering condition.
So we
We know it's coming,
But
we know
they
the Maven is unwell. So
or maybe they just were like, well,
You
people have enemies.
you said you were friends or acquaintances with
I've been friends with the Maven for a very long time.
yes. Do you know their name?
I did. I no longer have it.
Oh, how curious. When did the Maven die?
This morning.
This morning.
Oh.
Yes, apologies for waking you out of your bed so early.
No. It's.
So to clarify, they didn't say a month ago, come here on 10th of July.
It's more like first of like you kind of got woken up. On
it's
the
11
day.
now, and we got a message at 8.
Yeah.
So they had the dossier previously, and now circumstances have mean that the dossier had to be used a lot sooner than they were hoping.
It was filled. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know? Were they sick or dying prior to this?
They're as well as they can be given their age.
I see.
Query: how old was the Maven?
Oh, current one?
Yeah.
Quite old.
Was
Not in any danger as far as we knew.
this updated with new recipients recently?
The clients were known for a while. Their specific circumstances, some things have changed. Obviously, the current state of the Gilded Cage is different than we had anticipated.
In what way?
We didn't believe anyone could harm the Maven in his own home.
Query: what measures have been put in place to prevent the Maven from being harmed in their own home?
You will need to go to the Gilded Cage to understand that particular case.
I don't mean to be delicate. Who has taken charge of the Maven's body?
He is second in command. I don't know his name personally. I believe Secret will be able to tell you that if you can find her.
Yes. And
People will pulse the bracelet with telepathy and see how many creatures are in the room. Is that one more than people has noticed, implying that Secret is there?
No, there's one.
One fewer.
You can't read the Maven, so he wouldn't show up.
The Arbiter.
The Arbiter,
Yeah.
sorry.
I was going to say the Maven.
Maven's here.
No, you
Oh, they also have the key. Job done.
You can't read the Arbiter, so you would read the exact number of people you see.
I think I get location of the creatures as well.
Do you?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Let me double check.
Okay, well, let me look up the name. No. Is that him? Nope.
You can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get the thoughts of somebody kind of repeating the name Crispus Lothran over and over again.
Query: who is Crispus Lothran?
Oh, that's the lieutenant. That's his name. The one who's in charge. A Corian man. Quite old, but he'll be the one in charge. He's kind of the pencil pusher, the accountant for the Gilded Cage.
Yeah. If I detect thoughts like that, I can then use them. I can read then surface thoughts on as part of the last part of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
What are Secret's surface thoughts right now?
How do you know that name? That's strange. His information gathering is better than mine. No.
Great, love that. Continue.
Okay.
When we're conducting the investigations, obviously we'll be the height of respectful. But with what authority are we
You have
acting?
maximum authority while you're within the Gilded Cage in order to facilitate your investigations. I would just ask you to make sure that whatever interactions you have with both clientele and employees are done with the utmost care and respect.
They're expected to recognise that authority.
The employees will. All employees are aware of who you are and your presence there.
So we've been invited in like auditors.
Effectively.
Wow. We're going to be so popular.
However, the clientele are not aware of your presence or what you are there for, they may resist you in whatever capacity they choose to do so.
They may try.
He thinks for a minute. Very well. Would you be taking a Checkers taxi that we can arrange for you, or will you be walking?
Where is the Gilded Cage?
Gilded Cage is in the second ring. It's quite far. It's one of the largest buildings.
See,
I mean-
on one hand,
Random roll table.
Yeah.
On the other hand, efficiency and actual what our characters would do.
yeah, I mean,
No.
Those last two are two different things.
Oh. Oh no.
I don't know if this is good.
My voice is novelty.
yeah, I mean, that's yeah. Obviously, I want to get there quickly to begin the investigation, but we've had such fun wandering through the streets, so.
I can see another
Let's all be
artist installation.
streetwalkers.
I mean, one could argue that it may take us some time to find a cab. We could do that.
Yeah, what he said.
The Gilded Cage is in the second ring, and you guys are, so if you kind of like the rings are like this, it's all the way up here, you guys are all the way down there.
Wow.
Quite far. You'll be
Yeah,
rolling
we-
Almost the furthest distance we can travel.
Pretty much, yeah.
On the
I
ground.
mean, okay. So, how long would it take us if we walk there? Just because I don't want to get there and we are then greeted with a skeleton for remains. Like-
You'll be there in the evening.
oh, the same day.
Yeah, same day. You're crossing from one end of London to the other.
Oh, we could walk part of the way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because I do want to.
Monica's got new lungs to test out.
If you want to do a random roll table, you can still do a random roll table.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
Roll a d20 for me, and just let me know what you get.
Someone else roll because I've rolled a lot of
I
d20s.
will roll with my new lungs. That's a 5.
5. No random encounter. They work the other way. You get
Oh,
higher.
your lungs are a bit.
But you do get to the Gilded Cage.
Great.
So
So it's not rolling per ring.
no, it doesn't.
Do you want me to use a destiny point to make
Actually, I do have inspiration I haven't used.
Jesus Christ.
Do we want to see if we can get a?
Yeah, go on.
I mean, you're going to lose it in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. 11.
That's not enough.
Oh.
It's 12.
Yeah.
Do I have any modifiers to that?
So,
Why do you keep enjoying my world and delaying the main story? I learned it from you!
I do like that you enjoy this. That's all.
I'm just saying,
Could I
Bridge,
be-
your content we're not getting to see.
Could I be proficient in plot?
There's only one man here.
Can I get proficiency in getting bogged down in goddamn bullshit every goddamn time?
Not fucking Gouda from Puffin Forest.
No, so it was the Law of the Wasteland from the Fallout series.
So the Gilded Cage, huh?
The Gilded Cage.
It's weird that my backup character is Benoit Blanc as well.
Benjamin
I
White.
see that. You should really see something.
Zoom out.
We don't. Do we have
You do?
tokens with vision in the scene?
You do?
Zoom.
Oh no! This is this stupid thing. I forgot about this.
Okay.
I need to give you.
So stop zooming out.
Little card
I need-
sleeves are lovely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
everything is lovely.
I mean, everything is lovely.
Yeah.
But yes,
I mean, except for the actual specifics of the things happening in the world.
Everything except for who and the way we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you two want...
oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
James Kavanagh's lost a violin.
He has. He's still looking for it, actually. Or the correct term. You should be able to see it now.
Yes.
Oh yes, I zoomed. I did zoom out.
It's a big map.
Oh
You're rotating, right?
yeah, because we now have permission.
Should be able to control all of these, I think. If I did it right. So, it is a very big map.
I can tell it is.
It is Mahusef.
Yes. Okay, it looks like I cannot control Monica or Pupil. Let me just double check that.
Oh, that's because I did the wrong thing on Monica, and Pupil probably is because I didn't update him quick enough. Monica And pupil. There we go. That should be fine.
Yes, I now have selection control on all 4 of them.
Cool.
Lovely.
So, where are we currently?
You
Entryway.
are at the entryway to the Gilded Cage. Okay, so I'm
Dreams
going to
become
describe it as you kind of come up to it.
Okay.
Rising against the backdrop of the first walls is an incredible building, a circular edifice in a sea of boxy, hard-edged structures. The Gilded Cage stands out from the crowd around it, not only with its silhouette, but with the architecture employed. It is a massive round structure with long golden pillars that wrap around the building, cradling the soft white egg walls underneath. Each wall is hardly plain, though, and upon close inspection is etched with imagery of fairy creatures in an ecstasy that could only be called rapture. The entrance to the building is a grand affair, a long red carpet flanked by sets of pillars, while statues of beautiful people look upon those who enter. Standing out front are 2 serious-looking heavy types. On the left is a cat-eared beastkin with a long wooden bat, and on the right is a hulking gray-skinned elephant-looking man clutching a billy club. Standing nearby off to your right is an older-looking woman who looks to have been recently turned away, smoking a cigarette. What do you do?
So, did you say the elephant was like?
They're standing out front looking like guards and bouncers, basically.
Okay.
So these 2 are the bouncers. This is the lady's been turned away.
It is 20 past 10.
I am realizing that. There's a point I want to get to if I can.
Okay.
Right. Well, let's
Should we
speed run
speak
this.
to the,
Charge in. No, we'll go up to the.
Speak to the lady.
Lady?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You also notice something very odd. There are no patrons clamoring to get in or out of the Gilded Cage at the moment, as it's sort of, you can kind of tell there's like a lockdown phase. To the right, this woman kind of, as she spots you, kind of like heading towards you, kind of like,
Yeah.
hey, your name's Bess. You gonna go in? Can you get in? Can you get in is the question. Can you get in? Can you get in?
Query. Information. It is capable of getting in.
All right. Look, I need, there's somebody inside. Give me a minute.
Usually is.
Funny that. Yeah, usually I'd be inside, but some kind of lockdown or something, I don't know. They're not telling me anything. But I could make it worth your while if you can get a photo of this woman for me. That's not a good photo.
Yeah, you appear to have a photo of her already.
Yeah. I need a photo of a very specific.
Is that Arashi Katai?
It might be.
No.
She goes, well, look. You go in, take a picture of her with whatever situation you find her in. Here. And she hands you something. Just a little like, it's like odd object kind of thing. You take a picture of her, bring it back to me, and I'll give you, looks at you, shit. I'll give you 10 blossoms. How's that?
1,000 leaves.
Yeah. Give you 10 blossoms. Oh, yeah.
Query. Who is this woman?
And don't even worry about it.
Depth thoughts, surface thoughts.
Just immediately pops in her head, Arashi Katai.
Who's Hirashi Katai?
I'm just very pleased with myself.
She is the...
leader of the Gilded?
the leader of the Factory Gazette. Or the
no, she owns that.
She owns that because she's the leader of the Gilded.
No, she's the leader of something else. Making a knowledge check, intelligence check, straight intelligence check.
4.
7.
12.
12. I think.
As well. Is she famous for 12? You know she is the leader of something powerful in the city. You think she might even be on the Silver Council, but you're not sure.
Right.
She's high up.
I will turn.
Information. This woman is Arashi Katai.
And you'd like a picture of her for your collection?
No,
What kind of query? What kind of situation would you expect us to find Arashi Katai in?
compromising one, I'm hoping anyways. I work for the Sentinel. the paper.
Information. You are a journalist.
Yeah. I'm a journalist. Lie. Lie.
Fair enough.
There's an episode of like
Information. You are
Garbage.
not a journalist.
I work with journalists, and that's what matters, right? That is true.
Very clearly not responsible.
You're an independent photographer.
Yes.
Yes.
Except we do
You're a smart peddler.
photographing.
Paparazzi.
No, not paparazzi, not paparazzi. No. Look. Does it matter? I'm gonna pay you 10 blossoms. All you gotta do is take a picture of her. That's it.
I appear to have left my camera at home.
Is that the object?
That's the object. Yeah. Look. Here. All you gotta do, go in, take a picture.
How many pictures does the thing take?
A couple dozen, I think. Yeah.
I hold up to the crow.
Boss, I can't see. Boss!
No, very specifically, you have a monocle that prevents you from being blinded.
Information.
I forgot!
Information.
Sorry.
Information. You have made an error. The bird is not in a compromising position.
The bird is always in a compromised position.
Oh.
He's not wrong. I'm like this small in a world this big.
You take your eyes off him for a second. And
I'd be gone in a second. I was gone for weeks and he didn't notice.
If I was a nicer character, I would just hand this bird whiskey.
10 blossoms. That's all I'm asking. 10 blossoms. Nice,
Information.
easy money.
What is your name if we are to seek you out?
Best Butcher.
Best
Best.
Butcher.
Yep. Look, I got a dozen of these things. They take pictures. All you gotta do, go in, take a picture. I wouldn't, don't go like, flashing photography all over the place, but might be able to sell some other pictures for some good money in there.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. You ever been?
We're open. The final price will be determined by how compromised the picture would be.
Oh, yeah. It is really compromising. 15. Say that. How's that?
Big spender.
15 blossoms is quite a fun for...
Query.
Looks at him. 15 blossoms is quite a fun for... you.
I am disguised again, and I look like I belong in the second ring, in whatever ring we're in.
He doesn't look like he belongs in the second ring. He looks like he belongs in the first or higher.
I
He
think
looks
I
like
now
he's
look
a-
like I look more actually like an Artifacts,
Yeah.
but different to how people has traditionally.
He was. So she's trying to figure out who is the poorest of the four of you, and the problem is that's a monstrous huge thing, and
I'm just
This
generic,
is a
nondescript
monster
woman.
exactly
Yeah,
you
fair
look
enough.
the poorest. Right. So all you just go in, 15 blossoms, 15. Good. Yeah. You don't do it. I'm out of camera. What do I care? But 15 blossoms, no skin off your nose. As long as you don't get kicked out. Just don't get kicked
Don't
out.
get kicked out.
Don't get kicked out.
Fair enough.
Query. What are you afraid of?
Running out of cigarettes at the moment because I'm down to my last one.
Query. Do cigarettes bring you joy?
No. They bring me other things, but not joy.
Information. Noted.
That is best. And that is the two guards who I've named the dumbest things.
and Terry.
Fuck yeah! Nice.
As soon as Jerry and Terry spot you, like as you kind of like go away from Bass and kind of walk, they go, right, and they don't even like stop you. They know who you are,
And are expecting us.
and they're expecting you. And as you enter, and this is the bit that I wanted to get to, you
Oh, hello.
That's a brilliant door opening noise.
it is a very nice door opening noise, and the door shuts behind you as well.
Oh!
You spoil us, man.
This is where I got better, and I got better at certain things. As you enter the ground foyer, the air is thick with a delicate pink mist, giving the room a romantic ambiance. The gentle mist sparkles with tiny bubbles that release a sweet fragrance of lavender and rose, enticing your senses. The rich red carpet with exquisite golden trim under your feet leads you towards the reception desk, the esteemed gilded cage. The front desk is stunning wood structure with an entrance and exit turnstile on either side, manned by 2 beings of extraordinary beauty. To the left stands a majestic white rabbit beastskin, his fur resplendent in its brilliant white hue, strikingly contrasting with his sleek all-black suit and bold pink tie. On the right, a graceful figure sits on a high chair, her face obscured in an alluring black veil and clothed in the finest silks. The rabbit beastskin waves his hands over and says, "Welcome to the gilded cage. Please inquire into my friend's eye, and your desires shall be revealed." You lock eyes with this thing, and you recognize a kindred soul immediately.
As in,
Is in it.
it's allied, or
either serves the same thing you do, or it is so close to you that it may as well be a mirror. But it seems its direction is different.
I think Pupil again does that furious rushing spider crawl run, gets up to it, and if it can, puts a query. What does it desire?
Not fear.
Pupil is asking about Pupil, not it.
Oh.
Pupil is asking what Pupil wants.
So the rabbit moves quickly to kind of get in between you, but realizes you're not a threat because she doesn't move. And she says nothing, and she kind of leans down to the rabbit and whispers something so quietly that none can hear, and she goes, "She says she will draw a card for you in a moment, but you must wait until next week."
Alright, I'll stop the recordings.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Woo, Daniel!
Rabbit.